Today in RimWorld, we will be facing down one of, if not the most difficult and most powerful enemies possible. I'm of course talking about the Flood, a parasitic alien superorganism that infects living creatures and turns them into horrifying zombie-like monsters, as well as adds them to the galactic hive mind of biomass and flesh. They come in several different forms, many more horrifying and deadly than the last, perverted amalgamations of bone and bile. Now, naturally, you're thinking, rad, RimWorld has so many modded factions, there's no way the Flood is the most difficult. Well, I suppose you will just have to watch and decide for yourself. We're going to be starting with the crash-landed scenario and all of the things that come along with it, including 3 colonists to start. Here are their specific skills, traits, backstories, so on and so on. In case you were to be interested, we have quite the lineup of unique and useful colonists, in my opinion. But even with 2 of them having some great fighting skills and all of them being quite proficient in a lot of different areas, I do not expect them to survive this encounter. We're going to be using Winston waves to ensure that we have a steady, never-ending supply of enemies. We get rewarded for every wave that we survive, and we also have the opportunity to summon these waves early for the chance of getting an extra reward. The longer we take to do that, the lesser the chance we actually have one. Now, I did say a steady supply of enemies, and this is daily, except for the first wave, which takes 5 days, giving us ample time to prep. This video also includes mods, most of which are just retextures of pawns and beards and hair and tastier clothing, things like that. Some quality of life mods, if you will, although I am also using run and gun, simple sidearms, dual wield, and this is because I feel like it's a bit more realistic, but we're not using embrasures or anything like that. If you want to find the mod list, it's also in the video description, and I'm also not going to be using the Odyssey DLC because it wouldn't allow me to keep a consistent flow of only the Flood attacking us. Got it? Good. Now we actually begin. We'll be attempting this run and colony in a temperate forest biome, not a desert, as you may have falsely guessed. One with plentiful mountain formations giving us an ease of access to proper fortification and cover, while also providing us with lush, plentiful vegetation that we can use for building purposes. Trust me, we're gonna need all the help we can get. But with that, my friends, I think the pep talk is over. Time to start for real. Our first wave in 5 days is simply 6 infection forms. Nothing too easy, but if a single one of them lands a scratch on us, we're going to instantly be turned into a space zombie. No pressure. As I alluded to earlier, we're going to be using a lot of wood for our building and defensive purposes. It's lightweight, it's easy to use, and it's fast to build with. I had the idea of attempting to build some type of compound, if you will, beginning with some simple structures, a nice table to eat at, and of course a research table. By the end of day 1, we had some love on the horizon, with Anarchist wooing Mila by describing her as a heavenly tree. Aww. Very well, fall in love if you must, and if you wish, but it's your funeral. Or perhaps his funeral. We'll have to see. The next construction project that we would end up tackling is a perimeter, a proper wall that is going to be surrounding what is going to be our compound. It isn't much right away, but trust me when I say that having a wall, any type of wall between you and the parasitic space zombies is great. I mean it. We would also end up using some wood to build ourselves some spike traps around the corners and also the entrances and exits of the compound. This is another reason that starting in a temperate forest is going to give us a slight edge. Spike traps out of stone or steel would take a good bit more time than out of wood, and they basically do the same job, at least when it comes to the Flood. If I can be honest, we ended up building this compound and our spike traps rather quickly. More quickly than I would have guessed, so we have plenty of time left to go about setting up other things, like power. We also had enough time to set ourselves up a storage room, which was pretty great because now we could organize all of our other useful items like medicine and food. But even with these luxuries, is what I would call them, there's still a glooming doom on the horizon. That's right, Anarchist, enjoy that beer while you can, for soon hell on earth will be at our doorstep. I had Mila gear herself up with a short bow. It ain't much, again of course, but it is a ranged weapon, and keeping our distance from infection forms is going to be crucial to survival. We had a mad bunny rabbit come come towards us and try to kill us. It attacked our kitty cat, so we shot it in the head. That's about it. And in the final hours before the first wave began, we started collecting a lot more wood and putting in our storage facility. That way we have an excess to use just in case we get stuck inside for a while, which I expect to probably happen at some point at the very least. We had the opportunity to name ourselves, but since I normally let you guys handle this part, I don't expect us to survive through the end of this episode. I ended up calling us the Sewer Slide Squad. I'll let you figure that one out on your own, and this place is called Dead End. And finally, just before the first wave, we ended up doing some additional chores around the compound, deconstructing some ancient structures, cutting stone blocks, so on and so on. Until we have our 6 infection forms. Now, they are going to be waiting a while before they actually come to attack. Now, I could send somebody out to try to attack them, but there's 6 of them, and they're very tiny, very hard to hit. Now, one bullet would pop it like a pimple, but they're very small, and as you can see, they are 5.5 cells per second fast, and that is much faster than the average colonist, who is probably, 4.48. Lawman might be a little faster, 4.6, yes. So, they're much faster than humans. I'm going to put everyone on Area 1, including our cat. I'm hoping that our traps will take care of them, but I don't know if they will. And even if they don't, we should be able to come out and maybe kill a few of them. But going out there to attack them first, here they come, is an absolute death sentence and a fool's errand, right? Because trying to kill them is just not going to work out. We are popping a few of them with our traps, thankfully. Will this continue to be the case? Indeed, indeed. We've got one more that we need to kill. I know I'm making this look easy, but I want this video to be more than 3 seconds long where we just get annihilated by infection forms. Oh my god. Holy shit! A legendary Thrumbo drop. That's really good. Do we want yeah, we'll take the legendary Thrumbos. The only issue is, like, this is cool and all, but, I mean, that's insane. What are the chances we get that on our first wave? I want to make sure that we're training them all and stuff. That's crazy. 3 oh god, there's no way. What are the chances? But anyhow, I want to quickly go back out. I want everybody to go back out, rebuild these traps. Now you can see we're gonna have 4 infection forms and a hound form. Luckily there's no carrier form. A carrier form is essentially a grotesque, I'll show you actually. This is a carrier form. They tend to come with infection forms, and they also carry infection forms inside of them. So as soon as you pop it, more come out, and it's a whole ordeal. They seem to be some of the most common that come with these waves. If we can get our traps set up pretty quickly, and it looks like we did, I'm going to put everybody back on Area 1, and I'm going to summon this early. We have an 86% chance of getting a 4th reward for summoning early. So this is our second wave that we're going to be dealing with. Where are they? Up here. So we have more infection forms, and we also have a hound form, as you can see. About the same speed as a human, which is very unusual for it to be a, quadrupedal creature. I don't expect this round to be difficult either. To be honest, starting in the Temperate Forest is very overpowered. Very overpowered. But it's important to remember, even with us getting legendary drops, like getting 3 Thrumbos, yeah, they're great. But a single scratch from an infection form can turn them into flood as well that we would have to fight. Or kill them, just depending on how the infection goes. They're great in normal situations, but not in this situation. We've killed the hound form, we've got 1 more infection form. I'm starting to feel a little bit silly for saying, oh, this is the most dangerous, blah, blah, blah. But they are. They are. I promise you. As we continue, you'll see. We have a xenohuman or a colonist. I'll take a normal colonist simply because I don't want somebody that might need psychite tea or something. This person, Graves, has marine armor. That's awesome. That is great, because the better your armor, the less likely of a chance you have of getting infected. Welcome aboard, Graves. Welcome aboard. Your skills, you're really good at shooting. That's pretty good. And you also have a machine gun pistol, which is great. I'm going to go ahead and add on a new bedroom here for Graves. We'll go ahead and start working on that. They're also throwing a party. Hell yeah. You know what? Well, let's take everybody off of this. We'll let them work on it. The next round is going to be 8 infection forms. I'm telling you. I know. I'm telling you. At some point, though, it gets really crazy. It really will. And it's going to be insane. Transport pod crash. Like this person by the name of Barnes. Do we want Barnes? Maybe. Not really, though. Barnes isn't good at much, right? If we leave Barnes out here to die, which we're going to do, Barnes could easily be resurrected to fight as a flood combat form, which is probably going to happen. Almost definitely going to happen, come to think of it. But what I think with the flood, with him being the most most dangerous. I feel like at a certain point, there's just no way for you to get past the endless waves. We've also finished research into batteries, which is good, but there's no way to get past the endless waves of enemies that come, which is just, it's insane. I think for our next research, we look into IEDs, because once we have hundreds and hundreds of infection forms coming to kill us, explosives are going to be great. I think that's going to be exactly what we need. We're going to finish repairing these spike traps, though, and then we'll be dealing with the next wave. Our traps are finished, and we're about to get our next wave in a little bit. I might summon it early. We have a 44% chance. But we're also going to butcher this hound form, and I want to show you guys this, as butchering this hound form gives us rotten meat, but also flood spores. Flood spores, if consumed, will immediately turn you into a flood. So, any way that we plan on cooking, which I'm going to have, I need to build a kitchen, I think, we do not want to include any flood spores. I mean, that sounds pretty straightforward. I mean, obviously, right? And it is very obvious, but that is the case, because if we do that, we instantly will be turned into a giant monster. So let's not do that. They can be sold, however, for a decent bit of money, which is pretty good. And the rotten meat can actually be eaten because it is prepared separately away from the spores, although I don't know that people really enjoy eating it per se. I think they more have just tolerated it. Either way, though, it's still a pretty useful thing to do if you don't have that much food. I'm gonna go ahead and put us in a little kitchen here right quick, by the way, but we are gonna go ahead and summon the next wave. So these are the infection forms. Let's make sure everyone's area 1 so nobody gets killed. These are gonna be very simple, same as before to kill, although they are going to be waiting for a while. If we had went anywhere other than a temperate forest, though, I'm telling you, we would already be dying, because hiding here in the compound is what's saving us. There's no way to escape the flood once they are on your trail if you're not faster than them, and nobody really ever is. But at a certain point, you get to a point where you've got 20, 30 carrier forms lining the walls of a compound. They pop like balloons and throw infection forms over your walls, and that is probably what's going to end up happening. And I look forward to it, kind of. So they're all just hitting the walls. Now they are trying to attack the walls, so we do need to get everybody. I'm going to come through the south, and what this is going to do is draw them down this way. And they're already starting to hit traps. Perfect, perfect. We'll come this way. They can sense us, and they'll start coming this way. So we've got one more left. Okay, okay. He's tiny. Hit him. Somebody shoot him. Thank God. Whew. We get poor weapons, another colonist, or a fuel drop. I think I'll take some poor weapons. I'd like to have something other than just short bows. Oh, a Zeus hammer, another machine gun pistol, and an LMG. Yes, oh yes, we love to see it. Now we're starting to get into interesting territory. As you can see, we have 3 flood carriers that carry about 4 infection forms each. So we have 12 right there, infection forms, and then an additional 5. So 17, almost 20. So we went from 8 this round to now we'll be dealing with 20 next. And this is where things really start to ramp up a little bit. So we need those spike traps fixed ASAP, right away. Now, I don't think I'll be spawning this one early or summoning it early. We're gonna cut some trees, and I'm gonna try to fix up this kitchen, and then we are going to be dealing with this after we get all of our traps built again. We've got all our spike traps ready. We've still got about 12 hours, but this is going to give us a 43% chance of an extra reward, so we'll take it. Now, this is where things get a bit more interesting, as we've said. They are attacking immediately. We need to kill off these infection forms fairly quickly. There's only 5 of them, so it shouldn't be all that hard. And for the most part, it appears not to be. But the thing about this is, we need to kill these carrier forms that are coming our way before we actually get them near the walls. Because if they pop near the walls, they're going to sling more infection forms in, which will definitely end up in our extermination and or transformation into parasitic space zombies, as we know. Open fire, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, those tiny little bastards. There we go. Okay, thank God. So the carrier forms are up here. We have 3. This is going to throw out 12 infection forms. I want to try to hit as many as I can at the same time, and that way we can all just rush back inside. Let's wait until they're within range, and we can get back inside pretty quickly. Okay, whoa, Lawman. All right, Lawman's already shot at one of them. That's fine. Shoot here and shoot here. Oh God. Oh, this is bad. They're popping. They're popping! Alright, everyone, get back inside, quickly. Oh God, here they come. Whew. Bit of a close call there. Oh god. Alright. Get in. No, shut. Oh, thank god. That was close. Very close. We still have one carrier form that needs to be killed. Yeah, spike traps are only going to last us for so long. We really need to stop calling these in so quickly, summoning them so quickly, and kind of start storing up some more resources like wood. Right here, actually, we could do... I'll do a steel drop, because we could use steel for the same purpose, as well as other building purposes. Oh, man. Alright, so we have 5 infection forms that are left, and here's the worst thing about the carrier forms. We still have enemies left over, and yet now the clock has already started for the next wave, which is wave 5, which is going to have a flash storm and is a boss wave. We have 9 infection forms and 2 carrier forms, which actually isn't too bad for a boss wave. Whoa, back up. There we go. We'll finish them off really quickly, hopefully. Okay, there we go. And we should be good, I think. Yes, it looks like we are. I always come up here to check the map to make sure that they haven't resurrected any corpses, which is very much possible. Let us begin trying to store up as much wood as we can, and we're going to go ahead and get a battery built. We also are going to attempt to start growing some rice over here, some food. We got a lot of work to do, but we definitely need to store up some more wood, and we only have 1.1 days to start rebuilding some spike traps, which, as we know so far, are our bread and butter for survival. I just realized, by the way, I've been forcing Mila to sleep with Lawman. She's with Anarchist. What? I don't know how I messed that up. No, not Anarchist and No, okay. We want, yeah, there we go. Sorry about that, Mila. So begins wave 5 and the flash storms that are coming along with it. You may notice I'm building a concrete path around the perimeter of the compound to hopefully stop any fires that actually happen. Let's get everyone in area 1. Let's see what we're dealing with. They're attacking immediately. We're fighting off the 9 infection forms, was it? And 2 carrier forms. Nothing too concerning. Actually, probably easier than what we just fought with wave 4. So I think we'll be fine. We didn't get all of our traps rebuilt, though, so we're already starting to fall behind. At some point, we're going to have to throw those thrombos out and sacrifice them to the flood to hopefully survive. Let us bring out the squad, and we'll pepper these little ugly bastards. These fires are going to be an absolute bitch. No more summoning waves too fast, because I have a feeling we're going to be working very hard on building a concrete path. There we go. Now we gotta kill off those carrier forms. Keep on coming, carrier forms. We're coming for that rotten, fleshy ass, boys. Okay, we're gonna pop that one. Whoa. I want to pop this other one first. Oop, pop. Oh, shit. All right. Let's start moving down this way. Yeah, let's get back inside quickly. Uh-oh. This is bad. Oh, this is bad. Oh, thank God. Whew. I know you may think I'm overreacting, but I swear I'm not, because if one of those ends up hitting us, there's almost a guarantee we're getting turned. What do we want here? Weapons, I guess? I wouldn't mind having the leather, but we don't really need sandbags at the moment, so... Although, well, yeah, let's do weapons. Everybody get back inside, by the way. Let's see what we got. What do we got? An axe, a staff, and a sword. That was useless, but melee weapons are welcome, I guess. It's just the thing is, again, we can't get close to the flood, so melee weapons don't really matter. They'll be good for combat forms and things if we end up having to fight them, you know, but I mean, what are the odds that that's going to end up happening? Pretty low, I would say. If we're close enough to hit one with a sword, we're going to be ripped in half. But we'll equip them anyways. We might end up using them or selling them, so better than nothing. Let's hopefully finish up this concrete pathing around the compound. Funny enough, the completion of the concrete pathing was put on a brief hold since the fires were put out by the rainwater. We have other construction priorities for now since we have a very limited time in between waves. Speaking of, we would end up finishing the research into IEDs before the next wave, and of course we started working on biofuel refining. Maybe I should have done this before the IEDs, and also I should have completed machining, but there might be a possibility that we get some high explosive shells from somewhere. We also turned our kitchen into a kitchen and cooler combo, and we don't eat in here, so it doesn't really matter. Just zip up your jacket and start cooking meals. The next wave would come, and it was only 17 infection forms. I'm not going to waste your time. You already know that most of them ended up hitting our spike traps, taking themselves out quick and easy, and then what was left we put a few bullets in, taking them out as well. Our reward, however, was legendary. Literally, it was 5 xeno-human mercenaries. Holy shit, I couldn't have accepted this fast enough. Look, I'm pretty sure I haven't played with Winston Waves here on the channel for like over a year, but I'm almost positive that this is the best RNG I've had with Winston Waves ever. A legendary Thrumbo drop and now some legendary fighters? Hell yeah. But they weren't just great fighters, they were extra helping hands that could help us finish up some lower priority tasks like that concrete walkway, freeing us up to do other things like collect more wood. That way we could build even more traps, which is basically the only thing keeping us alive. But having to focus so much on building traps to keep us alive also meant that they had to sleep in the dirt in our storage room, just for now. Wave 7 came with 15 infection forms and 4 flood carrier forms, totaling I think into 31 infection forms. Most of them, as you probably could have guessed, hit those spike traps, and then what was left we popped them with bullets. Now this part I think is going to be a little bit more difficult. Now having a lot of people is great so far, but taking out these large carrier forms is going to be a little bit harder with all the people, because we also have to make sure that none of these infection forms end up getting us. Whoa, what just happened? Oh, okay. It almost died. Yeah, let's get inside and get away. Oof, a bit of a close call. Yeah, I mean, we don't need an army of infection forms coming for our little army of people. That's the biggest thing, is because as soon as somebody gets bit, yeah, and we've done a really good job of preventing that from happening, but as soon as it does happen, and it will, we are going to end up having them completely turn into hideous, disgusting, evil monsters. So far, though, so good. Perhaps if we're lucky enough, it'll stay that way. I'm gonna do a food drop because we're not doing so hot for food. We also have weapons, and we really don't need any more people at the moment. So this will be what we stick with. And we'll go ahead and get all that food hauled in. The next round is what I would probably consider to be our first big boy round. It's only wave 8. We have 4 flood carriers, so that's going to be about 16 infection forms, another 14 infection forms on top of that, 1 hound form and 2 stalker forms. Now, a hound form is basically just, which I mean we've already seen, like an animalistic form that is pretty deadly, but stalker forms even more so, as they can become turrets that actually fire at you from a distance. So that's really going to change the game. We also need to bring somebody like Anarchist out here to finish off this one flood form that we shot its mouth off and it's bleeding but not dying. Let's not get too close to it. We're pretty close. Bye, you little bastard. During this time between waves, I thought that our defenses could use a major upgrade, and by that I just mean more spike traps. Because again, we're not using embrasures or anything like that, and sandbags and barricades are going to require us to open ourselves up to the flood forms, which we don't want to happen. We also finished up biofuel refining, not that it matters, because now we have to work on smithing and then machining to make our own shells for our IEDs. Unless, of course, we get a shell drop for defeating the next wave. Always possible. This is where we start seeing some more interesting properties of the flood. These stalker forms are lying down and dying, and this is Rim Flood continued, so I don't know if something's changed. Now, as you can see up here, technically this counts towards our total for beating the wave. But these stalkers, when they die, they actually reform after some time as a ranged unit. So when that happens, whether it be 20 minutes from now or a day, in-game day of course, we can't come to this area up here anymore, because when we do, we're going to get blasted by these ranged units. And this is something that we'll see with some of the more intimidating forms of the flood in the next few waves. We're not even at wave 10 yet, and things are going to start getting a little bit weird really quickly. But basically, we start seeing some other ones like pure forms, and they will actually, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but I'm going to, so they will start actually creating their own hives on the map with pure forms that will start spawning the flood regardless of the wave. waves. And if we don't go out and clean them up, we end up with more and more until eventually the entire map is full of them, just like we see here in this small area. Now, naturally, when it comes to wave 8 here, we're gonna pull the same move, so I won't bore you with that, but we're gonna wait till they get close. They're gonna hit many of our new spike traps that we've recently built. Even with these new ones, we're starting to fall behind, and even with our new folks that we have, we're starting to fall behind just a little bit. But we're gonna be pulling the same old trick. They're gonna hit some traps, we're gonna pop out and shoot them. Basically, the same old stuff, right? Nothing too special. These damn carrier forms make me so nervous, though, because they start instantly just slinging infection forms our way, and especially at night, it's a bit harder to see them. Yes. Oh, shit. Alright, yeah, here they come. Whew. And you can hit them with a hell volley of bullets, and yet here they come. All the same. They weave and dodge and run right around them. I think you can also see why I didn't want to use embrasures. It would be so much more overpowered, and it wouldn't be fair. Instead of weapons, let's do a skill boost. This is going to improve every skill of every colonist under our control by 2. Hell yes, that's great. As for our next wave, we've got 27 infection forms and 2 carriers. That's actually not all that tough. So, I mean, let's just cut to us beating it, right? Well, before we could finish this round off, we would have some drifters show up requesting silver to pay for their grandmother's dialysis or something, I don't know. But I think you know exactly where this ended up going. The infection forms rushed into the merry band of drifters, and then we had our very first interaction and battle with flood combat forms. For our reward, we ended up getting a bit of wood. Not much of a prize for having to traumatize ourselves like that. Ah, wave 10. A boss wave. Every 5 waves is a boss wave. Well, we're dealing with 19 infection forms and 10 flood carriers. Each one carries about 4 infection forms, so that's 40, so 59. Almost 60 infection forms. And our very first tank form. And if that's not interesting enough for you, we also have reinforcements. So enemies receive reinforcements from the same faction worth 50% of the initial wave size. After about a quarter, 20% of the raid actually is defeated, not a quarter. So once we defeat almost a quarter of the infection forms and carrier forms in the 1 tank form, half of it is going to come again. Okay, great. That's gonna be great. I can't wait. Wave 10 is here, and shit, have people outside still. We've got 17 infection forms over here, 6 carrier forms, and a tank form coming for Birch, who only has a pistol. Birch might be able to escape, but I'm going to say that I highly doubt it. Should we? Here's the thing. If I bring more people up to try to stop them from getting Birch, let me see. They are preparing for a while. It might be worth it, but the issue is if they keep... Oh, shit. No, it's over for Birch, I think. I think it's over for Birch. Oh, God. Well, they're going around Birch, though. That's good. Okay, it must be because they're preparing. Okay. All right, everybody, just go home. Go home. They're going around Birch. Hopefully, oh god, a food binge and a psychic drone for males, that sucks. Gecko's down here, thankfully. Okay, they could have easily gotten Birch, but they went around because they're preparing their attack. Cool. So Birch is safe then. We've got more over here, just carrier forms, infection forms. This is going to really suck, but I think we should come out right now because the tank form, the largest and most powerful, is separated from the rest of the group. For now, if we can start attacking it, and we can kill it. Oh, shit, though. It's getting back around those other ones. Oh, great. Alright. Okay, alright. Everybody move. Move. Yeah, I didn't want that to happen. Now they're beginning their assault. Okay. I think we can handle these infection forms. Indeed we can. So far, so good, at least. There we go. And it's only this group that's coming for us. Oh, God. Carrier forms. There's so many of them. And we have to deal with the reinforcements very shortly, which is also going to be absolutely terrible. Okay. Pull back. They're not coming for us yet. Now they are. Okay. Alright, everybody get back inside. Our traps will help us out here. We're basically a great big shotgun when we're all working together like this, and we're able to kill them, which is nice. But we all need to get inside for right now, because here they come, and we don't have any traps left, hardly, which is pretty shitty. If we step out right now while they're all in this group, can we kill them? Like all at once was the idea? Oh, God. The hordes never cease. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Alright, whoa, I forgot. We got the tank form. This big fella is going to be tough. Hey, big guy, how's it going? Oh, thank God. Okay, cool. Kill. Oh, alright, kill this one. The infection form's coming for us. Kill it. Thank God. And we've still got these over here. We need to start killing them. We've also got some major break risks. We have to make sure... Oh, God. Okay, move. Oh, whew. We need to make sure that nobody has a mental break. That wouldn't be good. We've got 4 carrier forms left, and of course we need to finish that tank form so he doesn't get back up, but we're doing pretty good. Lawman's having a tantrum. Oh, Lawman. Okay, well, you probably shouldn't go... Oh, breaking spike traps. Not cool. I'm gonna bring Anarchist out, and I'm gonna start shooting these carriers. Only the carriers. Oh, okay. I'm gonna shoot another one, and now I'm going to get back inside, quickly. I want everybody on guard, just in case they follow us in. And they might, and they are! They are, okay. Kill it! Oh, no! Oh, God. Guys, this is bad. Extreme pain on Anarchist. Oh, shit. This is really bad. And there's more of them inside. The smallest amount that make it inside. Here we go. Anarchist has been turned. Damn. Lawman, the absolute dingleberry, is still having his tantrum, and he might end up getting bit as well. Oh, God, Kuma. No. Okay. Everybody, yes, please. Oh, thank God. That was close. How many are left? We have 2 carrier forms. We lost Anarchist. That's it. Nothing. Anarchist is simply gone. A scratch from one of those infection forms, and Anarchist is gone. It's that fast. And only a few of them making it inside like that can literally end us. It's insane. Absolutely insane. He was one of our best. He was, and we lost him. But with this, you have to be expecting to lose a lot of your people. You really do. Okay, what do we want? I don't know. We're not getting good options here. I want some mini turrets. You can get the mini turret drop, and that's why I haven't been too concerned with actually finishing mini turrets. Currently, we're working on machining because I want to make high explosive shells, but I don't know. What do we go with here? Stone is good, but we also have a lot of stone. Weapons are always good, but realistically, what are we going to get that we don't already have that's useful? Animals are also good. Animals are free food, even though we're growing food. With the flood, I don't know. Let's go with, I'll go with stone, just so we have some. I don't mind having extra stone. Oh, God. Okay. Alright, check the map, and the only blood that is left is the tank form, and we're gonna finish it off. We have our very first loss on Wave 10. Now, I'm gonna level with you. I'm shocked. I thought that we would have lost someone on, I don't know, Wave 2, Wave 3, but I think being in the temperate forest and having this abundance of wood to build so many traps has really protected us more than we could ever hope. For Wave 11, we are going to be having a meteor shower, and we're also going to have 2 tank forms, 7 combat forms, and 3 blood carriers. This is going to be ramping up exponentially as we're getting more of these forms that can actually fight. Combat forms, as we've seen with Anarchist, of course, he simply was attacking us with his arm, which does a lot of damage, by the way. But, if I'm not mistaken, these combat forms are going to use weapons. Some weapons, like Doomsday rocket launchers, and other very strong weapons. Now, before the next wave, we are actually going to begin using some of the rotten meat as well as normal meat to create fine meals. That way we can prevent more tantrums and other mental breaks, hopefully. How in the name of the Lord we managed to make rotten meat taste so luxurious, I have no idea, but I'm glad we did because everybody needs a little bit of a pick-me-up. Wave 11 is coming at us like a damn lightning storm. We've got meteor shower, or meteor storm coming down too, which let's hope that none of us die. Looks like they're all coming from the northwestern area yeah, here we go. So we've got 2 tank forms, 3 carriers, and here are the combat forms. Oh, just a charge rifle, is that all? Well, they also have these sentinel beams that come along with the Rim Flood mod, which are basically, I mean, you'll see, they're going to evaporate us if we get hit by them. And they've got LMGs. Why, they've got a little bit of everything. I'm very nervous and I want to get the hell away from them. These meteorites are also a little bit of a pain in the old arse. Now, here's the thing, though. Here is the thing. We've had these thrombos for quite some time. Now, the infection forms are going to be really bad and are probably going to kill our thrombos. However, the other ones, like the combat forms, not so much. So I'm going to send those thrombos out as soon as they get close. Close enough that they won't be shot. Like right now. Let's send our thrombos. Area 2. Thrombos, go. Go, go, go. They are getting hit by some traps, but the thrombos should attack them. Okay, thrombos are eating grass. Thrombos, I need you to, like, come over this way and fight this gentleman, please. Please. No, stop eating. They're eating grass. Here we go. Now we're talking. Yeah! Yeah, kinda, yeah. They're not doing great. It was either we eat them or they take on some tank forms for us. They are getting blasted by that sentinel beam, but they might be able to kill these tank forms. I could probably stop being lazy and come out and help them, couldn't I? That might help a little. Looks like we've killed most of them. Yeah, we have 1 combat form left, and it's this one. Oh god, they're shooting our thrombos. Hey, you bastard. Stop that. Oh god, we're getting shot. Somebody kill it. Ouch. Lawman? Ouch. Look at this. Ow, ow, ow. Very much painful. Very, very painful. One of our thrombos is down. We really should actually give them a helping hand here. One of our thrombos is dead. Let's get in before the carrier forms get to us, and we'll try to help as much as We lost another thrombo. We lost all but one of them. Let's bring it inside. Don't worry, Thrombo. Oh, you're coming too? Great, great, great. Oh, we need to save you. Get back in here. Hurry. Well, now we have some Thrombo meat. I didn't really know. Oh, shit. Get in. Get in. Okay, no. Go, 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 go. Damn it. We're gonna have the exact same situation we had a moment ago. Oh, God. Oh, thank God. Get inside, you idiot. Whew. If not for that spike trap, we would have died. Holy shit. Oh, that was dangerous. Okay, I need somebody to rescue the Thrombo without getting bit by an infection form. Now, if we're quick enough, yeah, the carrier forms won't get here in time. Great. Great. We will rescue Thrombo 1, and we will attempt to tend to Thrombo 1, who has been, holy, blasted to all hell. 4 hours until they die. A Thrombo! I didn't realize it was pregnant. I'm sorry, girl. I feel so bad now. They should pop. Yep, just like that. Cool. And, yeah. Things are getting very hectic all of a sudden, aren't they? Yeah, you know? Let's get Gecko to come here, and I want to bring Gecko down. Pop that carrier form. Thank you. And, ooh, let's do, fuel drop is probably the best, I think, given our situation currently. Okay, this should kill them with traps, I hope, all of them. Great, that's great, perfect. Is that all the infection forms? No. There's 4 of them up here. They're so tiny, it would be awful if we didn't notice them when we walked down. Let's step out. Oh, we have an exotic goods trader. See, I wanted something like this to sell those thrombos, because they're not really good for much, except for fighting tank forms and now becoming food, but we should be able to sell their leather and stuff if we butcher them fast enough, and we might even be able to buy something useful. I want to kill these flood forms, though, the infection forms, before the trade caravan gets down here and they eventually get turned into combat forms. Oh, that was hellish, hectic, and a bit crazy. But we're all good. How are we looking? Everybody's looking to have a mental break. Mila is our best cook. Yeah, go ahead and finish that meal, Mila, and I need you to butcher, or I guess Kuma, you could do that. Yeah, go for it. Let's butcher, we want to butcher the Thrombo, but we'll get around to it. Here's our trade caravan. We'll see if we can sell them some stuff. We're going to do a little bit of trading, we have 1 Thrombo horn we'll be selling. Is that all they want? I would have thought we could have sold them the fur. I guess not. Do they have anything useful for us? They have a pain stopper, which is good. A psychic shock lance, psychic insanity lance. Those aren't really useful against the flood. We can sell them flood spores. We'll be making a little bit of money, but I don't really see anything useful. Maybe Glitter World meds. I think I'll buy a construction skill trainer just because that'll mean we're building traps and stuff faster. Other than that, I don't really care. There's not much for us here, and I don't really care. We can buy components and stuff, but we can still do a lot of mining, so. We'll also get a little bit of plasteel since they don't have quite enough money, just cause. Mitsuya has a construction skill of 5. Where's it at? Up here, with a burning passion. I would give it to my best constructor, but there's a good chance people are going to die. Looks like that raised it from 5 to 12. Hot damn. That's pretty good. Now Mitsuya is going to be a lot better at construction and will be a bit more on par with the other folks who are doing construction, hopefully getting our traps and stuff done faster. The next round, I don't think we'll be focusing too much on. We got 10 combat forms. Now that is concerning, but if we get our traps done in time, we'll be fine. And we also have 2 flood carriers. A bit of a step back from wave 11, in my opinion, but we'll see how it goes. This round was rather concerning, mostly because these combat forms ended up carrying triple rocket launchers and a doomsday rocket launcher. But one hit a trap and the other one was distracted with our wall, so I shot it in the back of the head. For our reward, we would end up delaying the next wave by 3 days, something we desperately needed. So indeed, we are going to have, actually it says 4.2 days, so I guess it adds on to the time that we already have. Now, this round, wave 13, is not a boss wave, and yet we are going to have double trouble. The raid size is double. Now, this on its own, you might think, oh, rat, well, that's not that big of a deal. You've already been defeating those infection forms in combat, blah, 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 blah. This is the first round, which is kind of crazy. I thought they came well before this. Maybe I'm just forgetting everything, but the first round of pure forms. It's a bit hard to read because the text is cut off, but 12 pure forms, meaning 24 pure forms. So pure forms are the ones that create the hives around the map, meaning they're going to be setting up their own little bases and spawners on the map, and we are going to begin getting nothing but a never-ending onslaught of this flood. This is going to be so fun. With the additional time that we received, we basically did exactly what you thought we'd do. We went through and started collecting more resources, working on our spike traps, mining out some steel to use for electronics, and also more spike traps. We finished research into smithing and then started into machining, which is a prerequisite that we need for gun turrets, but also mortars, so we can actually make high explosive shells. Something I always end up forgetting about, but we need all this research anyway. Come to think of it, in retrospect, mortars probably should have been one of the very first research projects we tried to get. I mean, of course, we'd have to find reinforced barrels somewhere, but we could end up getting a trade caravan, and that would mean we'd be able to strike the flood from afar. Tell you what, I'll make a mental note and I'll lock it away in my brain jar for the next attempt when we're trying not to die. But alas for now, even with machining now under our belts, we are still a good bit of a ways off from mortars. I'm sorry. Wave 13 has arrived. We have a royal tribute collector, by the way. I have no interest in fighting with him, but if we do have any flood that start coming this way, they'll be dealing with them, I think. Let's check out these pure forms. Supposedly, I mean, we're supposed to have double trouble, but I am counting 12. They are... Okay, yep. There it is, boys. We've got stalker forms, and we've got infection forms, and technically, we've beat the raid. Now, I don't want combat animals, because again, they'll just get turned into flood. I don't care about any more stones, so let's go with a random excellent reward. We got a fuel drop. Okay, we're just gonna get some more fuel. That's good. Oh my god, we're getting a lot of fuel, actually. A lot of wood, uranium, and chem fuel. Oh, also I should probably pay attention. Oh, stalker form has dropped. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Arranged form. I knew it. This is what I was telling you about earlier, and they're doing it... Oh my god, they switch in between, if you notice that there. They are doing it right in front of our base. They get shot, and they run, and they just do it all again. Oh my god. The Royal Tribute Collector has been defeated. Oh, we... are quickly becoming surrounded, okay? We've got 6 combat forms. This is all just from pure forms, by the way. 6 combat forms, 7 infection forms. What else do we have? I'm trying to notice. We've got some hounds. Oh my god. 3 tank forms, and there's a stalker out here. So if we step outside, you'll notice on this side, we're gonna get shot immediately. Good heavens. And to make it worse, we've got carriers incoming. 5 of them incoming. There's another stalker up here. How many are arranged? 3 in total. Oh, and would you look at this? They've already started setting up their hive. This is where shit gets crazy. And this is where the true downward spiral where we lose begins. Let's step outside. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Don't go out that door yet. I want everyone grouped up first, and then we're gonna go outside. Oh, shit! No, they're breaking in! I'm sorry, that was probably loud. They're breaking in. Oh, God. Oh, God. What do we do? What do we do? They're all gonna start coming through that way. Okay, let's go out. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Sacrifice the Thrumbo. Get him, Thrumbo. Oh, this is so bad. Get him, Thrumbo, get him. We're gonna come out here. We're gonna start killing some of these combat forms and stuff. Get in there, Thrumbo. Yeah, you get him. Our Thrumbo is dead within seconds. Okay, that's not good. Oh, this is really bad. They're destroying all of our stuff. Oh, no. If we can survive this, it'll be a miracle. Wait. Oh, God. Move, move, move. We hit a carrier for him. Oh, God. Oh, God. All right, all right, all right, all right. Everybody, can somebody kill that? Guys, please. Guys, 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 please. Shoot it. Shoot it. No. Okay, get away from it. No, no, no. Oh, whew. Okay. We almost lost Lawman. Good God. All right, everybody stay right here, and let's start killing these tank forms. There are more infection forms coming, okay? Okay, all right, move. Move to the left. Oh, no, 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 no. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, another very close call. I felt my heart skip for a second there. Medical treatment. What happened? Oh, a bruise. Okay, that's all right. Let's kill these tanks, and there we go. What was the oh, not the chem fuel. Damn it. Oh, and we've got our Zeus hammer and everything up there. Are they defeated, though? No. We need to finish them off before we can actually get moving. Okay, so here's the idea. We've got there's stalker forms. We can't go up that way. Okay, let's kill this one, because if we don't... Oh, no, 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 move. Wait, deploy shield. I did not mean to deploy both shields. Darn it. That's all right, though. Kill that stalker form. Thank you. I should have kept one of our shields. We do have another one, but... I need to defeat them before we can put out the fire, but I think we're losing all our shit. I'm going to be honest with you. Let's stay right here. Oh, good God. This is so bad. These, by the way, that we're fighting right now, that just came there, that we just shot, are being spawned from the hive. There's no way... Look, there's another pure form. Oh, my God. This hive's getting bigger by the second. These are all turrets, okay? There's no way for us to get in close without getting hit by those turrets. We can't even... We can't get this close up here to this other... Where's the other stalker form? Did it move? No. The ranged form is up there. We can't even get that close to it without dropping a turret. Which we will do if we need to. Can we hit it from here? Actually, some of us can hit it from right where we're at. We'll try to kill it. See, there's more. Do you hear that? They're spawning more. There's no way. Oh, God. There's no way for us to defeat them. Let's come up behind this for cover. Okay, wait. Move. Dang it. Oh, dang it. We got hit. Dang it. Dang it. We've got infection forms. I'm trying to move up slowly around this rock for cover. Oh, no. Another infection form. Drop another shield. Somebody drop a shield. Drop it. Drop it. Drop your shield. Thank you. Ugh. That's rough. Let's bring some of our people around the side here, and they'll actually hopefully be able to take out this range form. Okay, killed it. Great, great. Shoot this hound form. Oh, God, the large flood hive. Oh, it's driven nearby animals mad. I forgot that that happened. Oh, we've got more range forms up here. All right, everybody, fall back. Fall back to the base. There's no chance. We have 0 chance. We have extreme break risks and major break risks. Everyone fall back. Oh, no, 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 no. Hey, 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 hey. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, whew. Don't let us die. Don't let us die. Everyone's on area 1. I need to give them time to put out... Oh, okay, wait. Not just put out fires. What do we have here? What do we have to work with? I'm so nervous. I'm so sorry. Sandstone doors. Go. Sandstone walls. Oh, shit. There's another infection form coming. I see it. I see it. Please. Go. And kill that bunny. All right, everybody. I don't know, man. We're headed. This is bad. All right, Gecko, build this sandstone wall right here. That's the only breach I see. And so if we've got a mad rat, that's okay. People are starting to starve. It's Gecko. If we get that built, we'll be safe to stay inside. We've got an insulting spree. How fast are we going to finish that? Come on, come on. No! Gecko, Gecko, finish that now. Gecko. Oh! Literally within seconds. What a save. Can you... Son of a bitch. Please stop fighting. Oh, we've got infection forms. We've got combat forms. They're beating on our walls. This is so bad. I don't know, man. I don't know. We need to kill this combat form. They're moving a lot. And this is how it ends. After you get some pure forms, there's almost no way past them. Our next wave is 14 combat forms. Holy shit. 4 carriers and 1 infection form. I mean, well, that's not too bad, right? But the problem is, we're already going to get enemies constantly spawning in from this hive now. A hive with 74 turrets surrounding it. Oh my god. And we've got enemies everywhere. Everywhere. Holy. Oh god, something broke. What broke? I heard something break. Oh, they're coming through the bedroom. Damn you. Okay, oh my god, please. Let's see. Come back here, you stupid son of a bitch. Come on. Find out. Find out, you bastard. Oh no, infection forms. Move. Everybody come out. Quickly. Quickly. Please. Please, God. Yes. Oh god, and they're all coming in through there. Shut that door. A shaman merchant. Well, you are absolutely screwed, shaman merchant. Alright, shut that door and put up a sandstone wall, please. Oh my god, mad animals. Let's open that back up. Kill it. There we go. Alright, let's attempt to fix this sandstone wall real quick before something comes in and gets us. Like, oh my god, these carrier forms, which are all coming this way. Go there quickly and move. Oh shit. Okay. Mila, actually, if you could just wait and not go outside, that would be great. Damn it! We have a carrier form right here. If we pop it, it is going to throw them over the roof, I think. Over the walls. How's the shaman merchant, by the way? They haven't even been attacked yet, so I'm trying to say. Oh, the carrier forms. Oh, they're going out to fight them. Great. This is our opportunity to fix our wall. Great. Let's try to be quick if we can. Okay, hurry. Please. Okay, great. Get inside, yeah. Thank God. We repaired our wall. Now, this is the issue with having a wooden wall. They are just beating it to death now that they have their own hive. Oh my God. And these ranged forms are everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. But this is a good opportunity for us to kind of prepare ourselves, and they're going down here to attack them. But oh my lord, we can't go up here because of the range forms. Oh god, the defenses. I think defenses around the base, basically over and done with, right? There's a chance we might be able, I don't know. We need to build these doors. There's a chance we might be able to set some of this fuel on fire and burn them. This would be a great time to have some Molotovs or something. Oh no. Oh no. The shaman merchant. They're all dead. They're all dead. I need to let our people rest and tend to each other because they're just in such bad shape right now. And they're going to have mental breaks, and I really don't want that to happen. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, Gecko, get back in. It's lucky you didn't die at all. Area 1. Whew, please. Well, we've gotten ourselves into a bit of a pickle, to say the least. Now, I do think, of course, a mortar would help us here, but those hives are very large, so I don't think there'd be any way for us to really get rid of them unless we send, I don't know, 15 volleys that way. Either way, though, we are persistent in our desire to survive and not be turned into rotten biomass. But alas, the longer I sit and attempt to formulate a plan of survival, the more it seems that our imminent death is unavoidable. Unless we somehow end up leaving this map, but even though that is possible, it wouldn't really be fair now, would it? Oh, we're still between waves at the moment, by the way, so these different deadly flood forms surrounding our compound completely are simply from the hive, including the 5 tank forms you see at this very moment. Indeed, my friends, I am afraid that the hive is now the end-all, be-all, and there is simply no way to escape what comes next. Well, friends, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think that our little ride here is coming to an end. Oh no. Let us go out in a blaze of glory. Let us go out fighting and swinging until the bitter end. There was literally no way, none that I could think of at least, out of this. And we can't even go, we could run inside. But, I don't know. There was no way out of this, truly, as the entire compound is surrounded by infection forms, and if we would have attempted to go out at any point, except for now, because they're all coming inside, we would have been turned instantly. June, the kitty, has been killed, and they are destroying our base. Now, we are going to be going out with a blaze of glory. I just want to tell you for a moment as to why we've been stuck inside here for so long. There truly was no other option for us. Perhaps we could try to make our way towards the hive to finish them off, but we're about to have people start turning, like right now. Everybody get away from Kuma. Everybody else go this way. Kuma, I'm sorry, but you are about to no longer, be human. Mila, you're next. Alas, alas. So sad. They're all being turned. We tried, we really did. We really tried, but in the end, it just wasn't enough. I'm sorry, guys. I expected this to have happened much, much sooner and much earlier, but, you know, it didn't, so that's not too bad. We do have a man in black, but this is over. I mean, there's no way the man in black makes it and survives. We could get him to leave here, but Graves is the last of our living people, and, I mean, I don't know, maybe he'll stay that way with his armor, but he's gonna have to crawl out of here somewhere. I think, oh no, I think, my friends, that this was a lot of fun. I truly hope you've enjoyed. Let me know what I could do better in my strategy here. Remember, we're only playing with very limited mods, of course, mostly retexture and stuff, so we don't have embrasures and we don't have other things like that. We had IEDs, but we didn't end up getting a drop, and we didn't get the research done in time. It's so hard to get the research finished in time before a wave of pure forms come. Sometimes they come much sooner, sometimes a little bit later. And again, literally just, I mean, infection forms will transform you just like that. It's crazy. And that is why I think that the Flood is one of, if not the most powerful factions in RimWorld. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section. I'm sure you guys have plenty of suggestions for even stronger factions, but once the Flood set up some sort of hive, I do really think they would give any faction a run for their money. Could be fun if we try to play as other factions and then fight the Flood and try to see if we can survive, but just let me know what you think about that, and let me get some suggestions from you, I guess, as to what you'd like to see next. Who should we have take on the Flood next? And of course, also I wanted to say that this entire video idea was inspired by a comment, as you can see here, from our friend Yayani K, who was talking about us trying to fight the Flood with the RimZenal mods on my other channel, where I'm doing a RimZenal modded series. So that might be something that we tackle as well pretty soon. But my friends, with that, I am afraid that we lose. Today in RimWorld, we'll be taking on yet another of the most notorious, the most powerful, most brutal factions. I am, of course, referring to Void, the faction with a backbone comprised of an army of ultra-advanced transhuman cosmic horror super soldiers. Not to mention their experiments. Disgusting, disturbing monstrosities whose very existence is in defiance of God and nature. Beasts of absolute horror and chaos. Yep. We are definitely going to die, but not without a fight. We'll take as many of these freaks down with us as we can. We are going to be playing on the crash-landed scenario, so that means we're going to have 3 colonists and everything that comes along with the scenario. Our colonists, Douglas, Andy, and Freya, have their own unique sets of skills, pros, cons, that sort of thing, as you can see here. We also have a husky named Slicker, who we can sacrifice to our enemies anytime we see fit. We're also playing with some mods, most of which are just some quality of life mods, as well as some other mods to bring our items and colonists up to an HD texture, but we are also, of course, using Void and Winston Waves to stick with the consistency of my last video. Of course, if you're interested, you can always find the link to the mod list in the video description. Without further ado, let us begin. Before the first wave of enemies, which is going to consist of one Void member, we have 5 days to prepare. An ample amount of time, but certainly not enough. Right away, I found a wonderful dead end to curl up and die inside of. This is where we'll build our base, along with an emergency exit tunnel. One that will allow us to escape to another section of this region for when things get really hairy, if we make it that far. Of course, we start in the temperate forest because there's plenty of trees, and these trees get turned into logs that we then use for building materials, as it is so quick and easy to work with. However, we're also going to be collecting plenty of steel from the mountainside to be used not only in electronics and other things, but also for spike traps. More on that in a moment. For now, as we are mining, we're also going to be building some rudimentary, simple shelters, trying to make sure that everyone is fairly happy. They have tables and chairs to eat at, they have nice beds to sleep in, that way we can hopefully prevent any mental breaks. Because when the big scary super soldier cosmic horror man comes to chop off our heads, I don't want anyone wandering around in sadness. Now comes our defensive system and setup. We're going to be creating something of an entranceway locking system with double doors to ensure safety without having to step on our own spike traps. Speaking of which, you'll notice as you get closer to the entranceway of the base here, we have steel spike traps, and that's because these are the spike traps that I most expect the Void member to step on, since steel traps do more damage than wooden traps. And when it comes to fighting Void with such limited time and resources, inflicting as much damage as possible is really what matters. We would also end up building ourselves some ample amount of cover, because Void tends to use ranged weaponry that I would prefer not hit us if possible. We would also make some time to build a research table and wood-fired generator to illuminate the new home we find ourselves in, the idea being to prevent them from getting upset about the darkness when the sun goes down. When it comes to research, we're going to start out trying to do batteries, but I really think that construction of defenses and stuff is going to take up a majority of our time until we get some more colonists. Speaking of which, a storage facility was next on the agenda. That way we could go and get all the food that we landed with, the medicine components, things like that we didn't want getting eaten by wildlife or deteriorating out in the rain. Keeping these things here now under a roof will keep them fresh and also keep them safe. The first challenge we'd find ourselves facing was a mad rat who ended up walking on our spike trap. Alas, such a waste of good steel. Something tells me those traps won't be near as effective against the inhuman forces of Void, though. Not to worry, as we're going to be building plenty more. Remember how I told you I was going to build those spike traps out of steel because they do much more damage? Well, I kind of forgot, and I ended up building them out of wood like a complete idiot. Truth be told, though, I think I was just a bit wishy-washy because I was really afraid of using up and wasting all our steel, all for it not to kill the Void member at all. We would also have the opportunity to name our faction and this place, and I normally let you wonderful people handle this, but I don't expect to survive to see an episode 2, so I ended up going with the Department of Survival, sticking with the Void corporate kind of theme, and the Meat Grinder, since I expect us all to die here. So far, so good. We ended up finishing basically all I had hoped to with a basic base, with storage and power, and also some basic defenses that might just scare them off. I don't expect it to kill them at all with time to spare. Since we had a little bit of additional time, I ended up focusing on some of the comforts of life, like floorboards and recreation areas before our lives end. Void has arrived, and I think our death could be upon us. They are going to prepare for a moment before attacking. Now, they do have a dusk blade, which I need to fix the hand on. Hold on. There we go, that's much better. The dusk razor. Now this bitch, not this person, but this bitch, the dusk razor, does 16.18 damage. That's a lot of damage. I don't know. So if you're unfamiliar with Void, they actually are super soldiers. I haven't just been bullshitting you. They have Void tech, spines, stomachs, everything. Implants, different types of serums, all this to accumulate in absolutely insane moving manipulation, consciousness, etc., etc. This is going to be absolutely horrific to have to fight them, and we're going to have to think of a way to defeat this first one. Now, one of their body parts, one of the implants, I think, might bring them back to life, but I can't remember which one it is. I don't want anybody going too far, but they are preparing for a little bit, so I guess I'll let them chill out so they don't end up having a mental break. My idea is to bring Freya in here. We're going to be shooting at them up here, kind of maybe farther away so we can rush into our homes if we have to, and once they get closer up here, Freya's going to come out and hopefully entice them to come back through the traps, assuming they don't end up dying on them, which, pretty strong chance that's not going to be the case, I think. Realistically, the true question is, are we going to be able to survive long enough for them to get bored and to run away? Oops, Andy, you're running off, Hal. Not yet, not yet. I need you on Area 1. Everybody on Area 1. I'm also going to put our dog, I'm going to put a new area in for the dog, that way they don't die right away. But yeah, we definitely don't have enough spike traps. I mean, if you're unfamiliar with Void, again, there's no way. We could set up some very elaborate kill box, and even that would take a lot of spike traps. I don't, if you're not familiar with the channel, I don't do that here. I'm not a fan of kill boxes. Obviously, they're effective, but, you know, it's cheesing the system, and I'm not a fan. I want to really survive and see if we can actually survive and kill a Void member, take their shit, and then start killing more of it. But yes, for this, I'm gonna bring Freya down, because I feel like we've been waiting for a second, so they're definitely going to be coming soon. And Void members are very fast, so if I don't prep right now, which, how's Freya doing? She needs sleep, but, you know, a little, you know, don't get to take, oh, see, here they are, here they come. You don't get to take your midday nap, you'll be fine. Look how fast, jeez. Okay, I need to get Douglas and Andy down here. I'm not gonna bring them all the way, though. I think I'll bring them right here so they can rush in if they need to. Okay, oh my God. 3 spike traps. We've got a bruise, 2 bruises, and a crack, and another crack. Oh, good Lord. Oh God, oh God. Oh my God. All right, just get inside. Just get inside. Don't worry about it. Go, go, go. Whew. Where are they? Oh, okay. Thank God they're going to burn the place down. Gert. Gert has a bunch of cracks and a few bruises. That's about it. Look at this. Didn't even affect consciousness or anything realistically. That's crazy. It would take so much to kill a Void member. Now I can... Oh, there goes our power. You dirty bastard. If I bring Freya out, that should draw her... Is this a... Yeah, her down this way. Maybe. Maybe it won't. It should, I think. Eventually, though, I think she's gonna get bored with destroying the place and she'll run away. Okay, she is coming back out here, so I'm gonna step back in. Oh, is she? Okay, no, it's because I stepped back out. I'm just trying to... She's destroying all her shit. I'm trying to draw her attention so she'll hit a few more of these traps. Can I... Let me see. I think I could just put this up here, couldn't I? Yeah, let's try and put this up here. Maybe I shouldn't do that because in doing so, if it's not going to actually kill her, it's kind of just a waste, huh? We'll try it, though. I gotta keep an eye on her. Gotta keep an eye on her. Oh, okay, alright. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just get back in there, Freya. Go. Oh, God. Whew. Thanks to the mud here that we're operating in, I think... Oh, my God. Did that... I heard the noise. Instant replay. Instant replay. Listen. I heard the noise. I think we killed them. I'll take weapons. Poor level weapons. Oh my, oh, did they have a death acidifier? That's probably a Void Tech variant of it, but that's a shame. Damn it. So we don't get any of that gear. Damn, okay. Now we did end up getting Neurotonin-8B. Now this, conditions, okay, so this is basically a mystery pill that heals us. Okay, well, you know. I'll take it. I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. I think you have to constantly take it. We also got a bottle of red wine. Not too bad. If I'm not mistaken, though, I think some of these Void people respawn. I said respawn, I meant resurrect. So I'm going to extract her skull. Also going to put out some fires. Ooh, we have an incinerary launcher that fell. That's pretty good. I ripped out her skull in case we need it. Because we are the true apex predators. Hold on. Let me get a cool shot. Because we are the... Apex. Oh, I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, I'm gonna equip this incinerary launcher right quick, and I'm gonna move her corpse wherever I just put that right here. And I'm actually going to haul her down there, and we're gonna burn her with the incendiary launcher because I feel like removing her head will probably be enough. I can't remember though. I've got a faulty memory. Where are you taking the corpse? No, you little silly Billy. I've got a faulty memory, and I can't remember if that that's enough, and I'm going to say it probably isn't. We're going to keep her skull as a trophy, and, by golly, Miss Molly, we're going to burn that body. Let's get down here out of the way. Perfect. Let's remove our home area here. Now, that's going to cause a bit of a fire, but there's some stone here, so we should be fine. Whoa! Easy, Freya. I know you didn't like her, but yeah, we're going to burn her and hopefully get rid of her corpse, and that way, if there is any case of her resurrecting, it should be gone. Now, we need to rebuild our power, of course. We have yet another Void member coming for the next round, Wave 2. Now, I will say, that being said, this incinerary launcher is going to be extravagant for this type of thing. Now, I should probably... Freya's not a good shot. Andy's our best shot, so... or shooter. Let's give him the launcher as soon as he wakes up. Freya, you're great at melee. Oh, the thing is about Void, though, we don't want to get into a melee combat situation with a Void member. If we do that, we've basically already died, right? We've already lost, but I'll let them offhand some of these other weapons. The machine gun pistol is really all we have left. Andy will take the incinerary launcher, and I think in doing so, keeping them like on fire in here is going to slow them down, and it might even give us a good opportunity to kill them. I'm going to kind of continue with our defense strategy here, though. I'm going to set up some more chunks. I need to pause because we're wasting time. I'm going to set up some more chunks, and we'll also put out more spike traps. We do have a lot of steel. We need to build our power generating method again to keep everyone happy, but main focus is going to be traps. Otherwise, we are going to die. Between waves 1 and 2, basically all of our time and effort and also steel was used to build more spike traps in preparation for the next member who's come to slaughter us. Wave 2 has come, and it would seem they're preparing for a while. We've got one person by the name of Latch with a, oh my god, an amputator. A strange scythe-like blade, quite awkward and unwieldy, but lives up to its name. Oh, so I'm guessing if we get hit with this, that does 16.33 damage per second, it's going to amputate our limbs. Where are you going, Frim? You also ended up coming from the eastern side here. I've got a good bit of our traps finished, but since they're going to be preparing for a while, I think we'll actually go ahead and do a few more. Is this a good spot for it? I don't know. I worry that the AI is gonna, I mean, Voids, you know, they're pretty smart. They probably won't be coming through this way, and maybe we should do it here. But I don't know, will we be able to finish them in time here is the real question, right? Maybe, if I kind of force them to do it right away. We'll build a bridge here. We'll also put a spike trap in right there too. And let us also extend this. I would take the rocks out of this area so that they definitely want to walk through here, but the thing is, Void is very fast, so having a combination of mud and chunks and stuff they have to walk on is about the only way to slow them down, in my opinion. We didn't finish our wood-fired generator. I mean, listen, I don't have time for that right now. We don't have any time for that type of stuff, so the luxury of electricity is not something that we can worry about at the moment. We're actually moving pretty quickly, so why don't we could do some more of these on each side, I guess. I think by the time we get them put in, though, they'll be coming to kill us. I'm hoping, though, that they end up running through this area and hitting some of these steel traps. I've got a few wooden ones left, but I really just need to do... Oh, here they come. I need to do the full conversion. Here comes old Latch. I hope that this is enough to at least injure them. Freya's getting in her hidey hole. I hope she gets in there fast enough. Alright. Let's move up here. Damn it! The incinerary launcher is still in our storage facility? Well, I have no idea why, but can we get up there? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That door is about to... Yeah, alright, let's go. Let's move. They're trying to come through that door, and they're definitely going to, but okay. Now they're coming... Oh, they're going up that way. Okay. They're destroying our table. Alright, well, you know, just whatever, I guess. Let's grab the incinerary launcher. Freya is okay, but this door is at 10%. Damn. Let's put her... She's on construction. Whew. Lock this one, and no, just repair that one. Repair the steel door, please, and thank you, Freya. I'm actually gonna swap over to a area 3, and I want it to be right here for Freya. That way, she doesn't accidentally start trying to walk out. That would be really bad. I hope... Oh, okay. I thought they were coming to destroy the door again, so they're attacking our barricades. That's alright, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and just let these two do whatever they want. That way, there's no chance of a mental break. This is getting repaired pretty quickly. Thank you, Freya. It's kind of like a horror movie. Like... There's a serial killer running around here, some monstrosity, and we're just hiding as best we can from it as it looks for us, which is so, I don't know, very unique, eh? I think so. Latch is beating the hell out of our walls and stuff. I mean, that's fine, as long as they don't start a fire. If they end up starting a fire, that's bad, because that means a lot of this is going to burn. So as long as they just want to break some walls, I don't care. Douglas is getting some much-needed shut-eye. Oh, God, there's that fire I was Oh, no. The door again? Please don't. That's not very nice of you. That's not very cash money of you at all. Oh, okay. Freya, get back in there. Please. Oh, God, no, Freya! Oh, God. Oh, man. Freya, no! Oh, they're so fast. Look at this. If we had traps here, wow, that would have worked. They're so fast, and they're kidnapping Freya. Oh, my God. Oh, Freya, please. Oh, God. Kidnap. Orbital bombardment targeter? A good reward? Oh, I accept. Sorry, Freya, but we might have something here that... Oh, I need to unlock this, by the way. Come on, come put out the fire quickly. Douglas, quickly. We lost Freya. Kidnapped by Void. They're going to experiment on her, I'm sure, and turn her into a monster. Very sad. But, okay, we have to look on a little bit of a bright side. We all know we're going to die here. It's just a matter of, you know, can we try to survive for a while? And with an orbital bombardment targeter, maybe we can. Oh, my. I wonder if we'll be able to kill... Oh my God! 20? Is that Reapers? It's the N4 infected that come from Void. It's not an actual member. Holy shit! I don't even know if the targeter can handle that, but it will definitely try it. Oh God, that's bad. That's so bad. Alright, immediately work. I guess we can get power going. Who cares? Now we have an extra empty bed. We'll try to work on some spike traps. Sure, we might as well, right? We're gonna need them. Holy, this is rough. Indeed it is. But perhaps with some of these spike traps, it might just be a little bit less rough. Most of these being built out of wood now, as we haven't really been getting all that much steel, I'm afraid. You see, most of our mining efforts were going to be shifted towards digging out that emergency tunnel. Given recent events, I thought that this might be a better use of our time. Oh, the N4 infective have arrived. Oh, they don't prepare either. They just attack immediately. Okay, alright. Well, here's what we're gonna do. Looks like they're coming up this way. I'm gonna have Douglas here and Andy behind him with the launcher. We'll try to burn them as much as possible, but I want to get... Yeah, here's a clear line of sight for the orbital bombardment targeter. I'm gonna wait until they're pretty far in towards the middle. Okay, probably about right now. And let's hope that that does some damage. I don't know if it will, but I sure hope so. Okay. All right. Oh my God. Not too shabby. Now, you might think this is a grand victory, and you're kind of not right. Because they're still extremely difficult to kill. Extremely so. Now, we might get lucky enough that our spike traps will kill... Oh, there's a Mega Sloth revenging, too, to kill us. But let's see if... Okay, we're gonna get a shot off with the launcher. We want to burn them. Oh, we did kill... Oh, we killed 2 of them with the traps. Great. Kill that dumbass Mega Sloth. Mega Sloth, now's not the time. Oh God, that's not good. Creating a little bit of fire right here isn't too bad, I guess, because they'll have to walk through it, but we are going to lose our trap because of this. Oh my God, and it's very inaccurate. Use the rifle, that's fine. There we go. You know what? I think we might actually... Yeah, they did. Oh my God, another one. No way. No. What? What's the chance of this happening? Another targeter? No. What are the chances of us getting 2 orbital bombardment targeters back to back? Nah, come on. Is it... No. Well, it can't... Is it because we're fighting someone like Void? I doubt it. That can't be it, right? I don't think so. That could be it, but I don't think so. That's crazy. Oh, I'm glad we killed that sloth because we don't have any food. I want to say, too, which we destroyed most of them down here, but we should, I think, also be able to eat the monsters if we really have to. I think we can butcher them. Finish that Reaper off. Make sure it doesn't get back up. Thank you. Let's try, to put this fire out if we can. But we have another targeter. That's going to secure our survival, I think, a little bit longer at least. Oh, man. We have 2 Void members. Wait, 2 members and 1 member? I'm not sure why or what the difference is between these two. Maybe an associate on one of them? I guess we'll find out soon enough, but there's 3. That is rough. Alright, we're gonna start working on spike traps again. I'm gonna have Douglas work on the tunnel here too, so we have a quick and easy way to get the hell out of here if we really need to, but whether or not it's worth it, I don't know. We'll have to find out. I don't know how this is going to go with these members. We can try to hit them with that bombardment targeter though, like I mentioned. The thing about that is though, they are incredibly faster than the experimental monsters. And to be honest with you, I'm not gonna say we wouldn't have survived this. I probably would have had to have hid and they would have beat things very much so and eat the dog, but we probably would have died, let's be honest. We probably would not have survived that otherwise without the targeter. And if we survive the next round, I'll say that that's probably the reason that we survive the next round too. Looks like we need to cut plenty more trees, which is a shame because we're getting a lot of fire right now. We could instead try to deconstruct some ship chunks and use steel or just cut trees over here. Look, I love steel and I want to use it, but we're running low on it, and I mean, it's going to be harder to do that and dig this tunnel than to dig steel and stuff, so we're going to be using a lot of wooden ones, unfortunately, but I mean, there's not too much of a way around that at the moment with how things are. We need a fire, though. We need to cook our own meals. I don't want mental breaks, naturally. Indeed, the majority of our time in between rounds was spent finishing off the escape tunnel and also moving all these stone chunks out of the tunnel. That way we can escape efficiently and effectively if and when, let's be honest, when we need to. Wave 4 has come for our asses. Oh my god. They're not preparing first. They're attacking immediately. Not only that, they're unusually clever with their tactics. They're going to try to avoid our traps. Douglas, should we just... Let's hide in the tunnel that we've built. I hope they're very fast. Oh my god, they're so fast. Are they coming for Douglas, by the way? No. They are still trying to go through our entranceway. Okay, there's 3 of them. We have Sakura, who has a corpse blaster. Jeez. Doing 23 damage. Whew. And is basically completely accurate at all times. It is a shotgun though, and so the range isn't... Well, that's some pretty good range for a shotgun, actually. It doesn't matter anyways, because they're so fast. And I don't know if I showed this earlier, but I should have. The people from Void, the members, basically have a 20 in every stat almost, so, you know... It doesn't really matter. Who else do we have? We have Pinky and Axel. Axel has some Dusk Enforcers, basically giant shotgun pistols, or no, semi-automatic pistols, my apologies. And then we have Pinky with an amputator. They're not coming through the tunnel, or coming towards the tunnel, which is kind of surprising. Should we put Slicker inside? Probably, right? We don't want our animal to die. Sakura might die? Oh my god, Sakura died! The power of traps. That was very lucky, though. That's not going to be the case anymore, I don't think. I'm getting Douglas and Andy inside the tunnel to hide. Slicker is probably going to die. I'm shocked that we've kept our dog alive for this long. Now, without them preparing, though, we don't really have a way to hit them with the bombardment targeter. And I gotta level with you, with Void members like this, even if we could, I think it would take a direct hit from every bombardment missile that's coming down from orbit to end up killing them all. I really do. I think it would take that much. I guess let's just sit back and watch them completely destroy our place, unfortunately. But as long as we survive... Oh, we've got major break risks. That's not good. That's not good at all. I need another zone just because I'm lazy. And I'm going to put this zone in here, and I'll turn them loose so they can eat and stuff. Wait. Gentlemen, please, no. Area 4. Yeah, you guys take a nap. Again, it's like a horror movie where the monsters and the murderers are trying to destroy us, but they can't find us, and we're hiding in a tunnel. They have found the skull of their friend. I would expect that they're not too tickled about that. And there goes our drugs and the skull. Great. The drugs are good, but we couldn't really use them anyways because they really just give us the rapid healing. It's not really going to matter. I mean, we could rapidly heal, and I probably should have taken some already, but for our strategy of just constantly hiding, it doesn't really matter. I don't think it's an effect that lasts, but I definitely should have tried it instead of letting it be burned like that. Luckily, it looks like we have more, so... I hope that they hit more of our traps. Somehow our doggy has still survived, and they're just beating everything down. Oh my god, that skull never burned. Is it a fireproof skull? Perhaps. I think they're going to get bored pretty soon. They'll run away. We are starting to starve, though. Douglas is starving. Not good at all. Okay. Okay. They're not stopping at any point. We're still hiding in the tunnel. Oh Oh no. Slicker! Our dog is about to die. Amputated his left ear, you sick bastards. You freaks, you monsters. I'm expecting them to be pretty happy with the damage they've done shortly. I hope, at least. We still have our money. We lost all of our medicine. We've lost so much. If I'd had any brains, I would have moved all our stuff to the inside of the tunnel. We've got those 2 major break risks, and if that happens... Oh, Slicker's burning. He's burning to death. I'm sorry, buddy. You're our sacrificial canine. But, if we end up having those mental breaks, we're screwed. We both need food. As soon as those happen, we basically have died. It's all over with, essentially. We could try to go out and grab some food. It's just going to result in us dying, though. Just in case Douglas dies, or mentally breaks first and ends up dying, I'm gonna leave the bombardment targeter inside here. We might need to use it. And our doggy is dead. Very sad. Very sad. Can you guys, like, get tired already and leave, please? Thank God. They're giving up and leaving. Thank God. Alright, I think we're good, right? They are hitting traps. I think we're good to go outside now. We're gonna have to eat some raw food, but... Oh, Orbital Trader's not gonna help us. Books aren't gonna help us. I guess poor weapons. Weapons could be good if we get some decent weapons, and we didn't. We got Molotov cocktails, and assault rifles alright, I guess. Our poor puppy's dead. Was Douglas bonded? Yeah, he was bonded to the dog. I expect mental breaks to happen very shortly. Oh my God. 51 Reapers from the N4 infected. Shit. And it's wave 5. We have a mystery, a random modifier that's going to be applied to it. Oh my God. We are so dead. We are so dead. Oh, we need to... I think, Douglas, can you drink the wine? Doesn't this give us a good mood boost if we drink it? I think so. Yeah, quite inebriated. That might keep him from having a mental break. Now, here's the question, because I can't remember, to be honest with you. I'm going to use the Nerotonin. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. That's only after we... Yeah, so it's basically worthless to... Unless we're injured. Now, if we're injured, we should take it. But if we're not, basically useless. Let's give Andy the assault rifle. Douglas, I guess you could probably take the Molotovs just when you have time. It's probably a waste of time to even do that, but we'll do it. We're hauling steel up here. Let's also deconstruct these chunks, and we'll use the steel from those, try to build some more. I think we might survive the next round with the 51 Reapers. I mean, that's insane. There's so many Reapers, but if we can hit them with the targeter, which also I think I should re-equip on the Douglas, I think we'll survive at least until wave 6. We're just prolonging death. That's what we did in the last video too against the flood, so I'd like to get this around the same length of waves if we could survive that long, but I doubt that's gonna happen. We might, but I doubt it. Also, I completely forgot to burn this corpse, by the way, but we'll say it hasn't sprung back to life yet, so we'll probably be fine. With the end of our lives truly nigh, I thought, why not at least make sure we're well fed and hopefully not in a psychic wandering state when the monsters come to rip our flesh from our bones. But even after whipping up some horrible meals on the campfire and taking a nice little nap in the dirt, surprise, surprise, we still ended up having some mental breaks. Andy went into a daze. I mean, you know, probably better than we deserve. Wave 5 begins. We have our 51 Reapers attacking immediately. Oh, and we have our mystery modifier. It appears to be an orbital bombardment. Now, the problem with this one is it's everywhere. So, like right here and there. It's not actually going to target the enemies, but that might help us out. I don't know. We have an extreme break risk on Douglas, which really sucks because I desperately, desperately need him not to break so that he can release Andy, and he can also... There we go. Drop his orbital bombardment targeter so that we don't lose it when he inevitably has a mental break. I'm going to wait for them to get close like they were, and then I'm going to hit them again with it, and we might just have a chance of surviving. I should probably go ahead. Guys, get your asses back up there, please. Andy, if you would, friend. I'm going to get you up here. I need to be a little quick. I mean, oh, this set of Reapers is faster than this set. That sucks, because that means the group is going to be separated. Damn. Okay. Well, let's wait, I guess, until that group gets kind of close to the center. Now, I hope this is enough. There's a good chance it won't be. All right, YouTube, get in the cave. Oh no. That was not near enough. Oh, Douglas is on fire! Oh no, we got hit by a bombardment up here. Douglas, okay, shit. Oh, that's not a good sound. Oh, that's so bad. Alright, everybody, on Area 4, in the cave. Douglas, quickly. Quickly, Douglas. They're coming for us. I hear you. I hear you, monsters. Jeez, that really sucks. Alright, well, we're gonna end up having mental breaks in here, and it's gonna be all over. That's my prediction. I'll get Andy to tend to him when he has time. Oh my god. There's so many of them. I don't know if the infected get to a point where they give up. Oh, that sound is terrible. Some of them are bleeding out, though, so we might actually have that happening. Now, they do have a painkiller, and they have the healing of the Neurotonin 4, so they may end up getting back up if that's... Yeah, that one... there was one that just got back up. Okay, so they're basically just going to heal from all the damage that we dealt to them, and it really doesn't matter anymore. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh no! They came through... Oh shit, I didn't even notice. I just now noticed. They broke through the doors. Rush out of the cave, gentlemen. Rush out of the cave. Damn, they're all coming this way too. Oh, that's so bad. We are screwed, boys. I think this is the end. We've managed to prolong our death a little bit longer, but this is almost definitely the end. Oh shit, here they all come. We could try to play some cat and mouse with them, but... what's the real point of that, you know? What is the point of the cat and mouse game? Because there's still 28 of them left, looks like. And, I mean, there's no way that we get out of this, right? I don't think so. I wonder if a better targeting on those infected would have done us better, but I don't know. Oh my god. They're all... Oh, wave 5 is where we die this time around. Oh man, there's some thunder outside. I apologize if you heard a big noise. Or if you do hear a big noise. It's thundering here, IRL, not just in-game. Anyhow, yeah, I was hoping to make it to at least wave 13, I think's where we made it with the flood. I guess I was expecting them to actually be much tougher than Void in terms of, you know, what we end up getting and how long we last. Now, I will say, with Void here, with the monsters, we could just run away. Similar to the flood, there's a chance of us getting out of the map, but with the infected here, the N4 infected, it's actually a much higher chance because they're much slower and they seem to be a bit mindless in how they're chasing us and stuff. They don't have ranged weapons or anything, so there's a good chance that we could just escape the region. I mean, we're not going to do that, of course, as we know, because that would really be cheating in my opinion, but yeah, I think we've lost. We survive until wave 5. That's not too bad. It's pretty bad, but yeah, the Void is extremely difficult to deal with, more so than the flood. And I suppose, truthfully, this is the end. It's all over with. We might as well accept our fate with some dignity, eh? We do have Molotov cocktails. We could just keep fighting. Oh, we have visitors. We have one person. Yeah, that's not gonna save us. We could keep fighting. I don't think we're gonna be able to kill them, though, or anywhere close to that, but we might as well go out fighting, go out swinging, as it were. Watch out, Andy! Yeah, it's just not gonna work out how we wanted to, but we'll keep on trying. This is the end, my friends. This was very fun. Make sure you guys let me know in the comment section what other factions you'd like to see me tackle, and let me know your predictions as to how far you think we'll get with those other factions. That also kind of lets me know how difficult they are. We have a Man in Black, but, you know, we're not going to worry about it. Man in Black's already injured, too, from an orbital bombardment. But yeah, let me know in the comment section what factions you'd like to see, how far you think we'll get with those factions with this same setup we're using here, minimal mods, that sort of thing. And, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Today in RimWorld, we will be taking on and defeating the hardest, the most destructive, the most brutal faction. I am, of course, referring to Void. Perhaps truly the most terrifying and difficult enemy to defeat in modded RimWorld. Now, I know what you're thinking. Rat, you just did a video doing the exact same thing. What are you going to do different this time to not die within the first 5 rounds? Well, I'm gonna switch things up just a teeny little bit. You see, I am of the belief that sometimes you have to fight horror with horror. Today, we fight Void as the parasitic space zombie hive mind known as the Flood. Two absolute cosmic chaotic powerhouses. As always, I am of course using quite a few mods, mainly just fixing up some of the textures and things like that, minus Winston Waves, the Flood, and other obvious mods that of course we're using. You can always find the mod list in the video description. Also, real quick before we begin, if you want to play along at home, I don't recommend it at all. It's quite clear that we were never intended to play as the Flood. Literally at all. I am only able to do this with a deadly cocktail of different mods and constant use of dev mode behind the scenes. Literally, I tried this several different times and the Flood kept on killing each other, and it's only thanks to Draft Anything that I'm able to actually control them. Now with that out of the way, let us begin. Okay, I think they've got themselves sorted out. I wanted to play as the Flood with them being part of our faction, but it really doesn't matter with the Draft Anything mod. I can just be the Flood, of course. We can actually make them walk around. Yeah, there's a lot of issues. I really want them to be us. That way we don't have issues where they're constantly trying to fight each other and kill each other. But whatever, I'll take what I can get, right? They also don't listen all that well. I can override their behaviors and kind of force them to with our infection forms and stuff. So that's basically exactly what we needed anyways. The best thing about the Flood too, I'll say, is just like infection forms, they only need to sleep. They don't need to eat. So that's pretty cool. Same with, yeah, combat forms. Same with all of it. The hives are generating a lot of forces already, and I think that we could probably sit here the entire time, let them generate however many they are going to before the rest of the 4.5 days are up, where we're going to get one Void member. But to be honest, I think we can summon them early, and in doing this, I think we could take them out pretty quickly. All they have is a Dusk Blade. Let's take a look. Yeah, so it's one Void Soldier with a Dusk Blade. Now, what will... Oh, shit. See, this is the thing. They don't really respond to my commands all that well. I want to bring them up this way while our combat forms actually attack them. I want to pop their shields. Oh, shoot. I'm going to move our infection forms away. Oh, my God. Did you see that? Did you hear that? Oh, my God. That's awesome. What do we want here? We don't need food and medicine, obviously, playing as the Flood, so let's get some weapons. Now, some of you in the comments doubted me when I said that the Flood is equal or even possibly more horrifying and strong than Void. And of course, Void is horrifying and strong, but Rim Flood is so underrated with how it compares to Void. Even with that being the case, though, we have 14 Reapers coming in our second wave. Now, I think we can take them, but that's going to be quite scary, so I might actually give our hive some time to gestate more forces for us to use, as well as generate more turrets, because if we lose the hive, we will completely lose. That's the thing. And I think if we give ourselves enough time, even though we maybe don't need it, to kind of replenish all of our forces to an even higher, maybe not replenish, but build up our forces to a higher number, as well as our automated defenses, I think that's going to be the best way to go about handling this. That way we can ensure a total victory. Realistically, the biggest idea is to completely overwhelm Void with our sheer numbers and just how much we're producing. Our hive will grow absolutely massive once we produce more pure forms, which is going to take a little bit of time, but they still have a pretty easy way to come in and just absolutely annihilate us if we don't start expanding at some point. So that's what we need to do. Kick back, let's generate some forces, and we'll see how wave 2 goes, and we'll just kind of take it wave by wave. Now I know what you're thinking, Rat, if you wanted to build the hive, why didn't you just do that in the first place for those first 5 days that Winston Waves gives you? Well, I think that if I'm gonna sit here and I'm really gonna pump up Rim Flood, if I am gonna sit here and tell you, the audience, the community, that Rim Flood is on par, at least in terms of power, with Void, well, extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof, don't they? Besides, look how big the hive has become in just one day. The infected have arrived. Hello, we've got, yes, 14 indeed of the Reapers. Now, we have some some pretty incredible forces here. Absolutely incredible forces. We've got a lot of infection forms, many of which are actually going to attack them right now because they have been birthed in between me like drafting all of them and then them arriving here. We've also got hound forms. We've got all kinds of forms that I'm trying to keep hold of, but they don't want to listen. All our tank forms. Oh my god, we've got incredible forces already. You know, I guess we could just let everybody go and let them go fight, couldn't we? I think we'll be making more, and I think we have plenty of numbers that we don't really have to worry about it, so I will turn them all loose. Very well, be free, flood creatures, be free, and assimilate the infected, the Reaper. Oh my, they're killing them pretty quickly. They're killing them pretty quickly. Can they handle, oh yeah, multiple of them? They'll handle a tank form. So we're starting to see some pushback from them. But with our infection forms, yeah, we're gonna be killing them. We're gonna be killing them. Now, they are killing some of ours. This is interesting, I'll say. Very interesting. But our infection forms, I think, are gonna be able to take them pretty easily just with sheer numbers alone, which is kind of what we're already seeing happen here. Now, the unfortunate part about all this, and something, I guess we'll take more weapons. What else is there? The unfortunate part about all this, and something we should probably keep in mind, is that when we're fighting more humanoid enemies, we should really try to use our infection forms instead. As you can see here with the infected, the Reapers, it doesn't seem that we can actually use their biomass, since they're a disgusting, rotten beast anyhow. Oh yeah, I forgot they go away after some time, don't they? They like disintegrate. Yeah, like that. Interesting. We ended up getting some weapons. Now, I haven't used any of the weapons just yet because I think we can only use them on combat forms, and there's not really much purpose to it right now because we don't have a need to use ranged weapons. I think as we continue moving up through the waves, we're gonna have to use the weapons to kind of keep our distance between ourselves and the Void members. We also, for our wave 3, we have Flood coming. I tried to keep this from happening, but there was no way for me to change the Flood faction or alter it in any way. Like I said, it's not really made to play nice with other things, so I'm going to summon them, and they'll basically just be joining us. They're like reinforcements to the hive. Or I actually have to kill them, I think. Yeah, because they're not going to go away. So we'll just consider this wave non-existent. That's kind of how we have to play with it, unfortunately. And whatever we get here, let's just do books. That way, I mean, I was going to delete them, but it doesn't matter. We don't need books anyway, so we won't worry about any reward. And now, wave 4 is going to be some Void members again. Now, I'm still going to give us some time to build up our forces again, and then we'll take on the Void. Let's see how big we can grow between this, I already hear it, between this and the next wave. Even though I've recently began playing with RimFlood again, as well as Void, of course, especially for these videos, I think I kinda underestimated just how fast the Flood reproduce and also grow their hives. Because even though we ended up expanding the hive about as fast as we did between the last two waves, as you can see, we have some insane numbers on our side now. Before wave 4, technically wave 3 actually begins, I'm curious to see how many of each unit we actually have. Oh my god, we have so many more. So currently, before they start spitting out more, we have 63 carrier forms. We have 11 combat forms, not that many. 9 tank forms. 142 infection forms. 4 hound forms? That's a little weird, isn't it? And, we also have stalker forms. How many? We have 2 stalker forms, but they become ranged units around the hive damn near immediately, so it doesn't really count, I guess, as actual stalker forms. I mean, I know I already showed you, but holy, look at this. Look at this. I think at this point, we just start summoning these waves early to fight us, right? Otherwise, I genuinely don't think it would be all that fair. Like right now, we have these, I don't even have to make them fight, but the infection forms, oh, they're not gonna catch him though. They're fast. Void is fast. Oh, he is going to attack the infection forms. I'm curious what happens if the infection forms break the skin. Will they actually be able to turn a Void member? Or will their implants and serums and stuff be too strong and fight off the infection? We didn't break the skin there. I mean, we did because we killed them, but still. I guess we'll take more weapons. We're not even using them. We have 3 Void members. This one is, all enemies are invisible for the first 30 seconds. So this is a boss wave. We'll summon it early. We can't see them. Oh, yes, we can. We just won't be able to attack them right away. So they're going to be killing some of ours, which is fine because these carrier forms are just going to pop and give us more infection forms. So if they want to do that, I really don't mind. I really don't mind at all. Let's see if we can summon some of the infection forms within this general vicinity. There they are. They're not invisible anymore. Let's see if we can get them to pop that shield. Break the skin, gentlemen. Infect these bastards. I think we'll easily be able to kill them. The issue is with it. Oh, there we go. Now, I saw that. Oh, yes, look. So we have a flood infection. Are we actually going to be able to turn them? I don't know. Oh, we did! We did! That's crazy! So we're actually able to turn the void. There's another one. Flood infection? Yes. We're able to turn them. I think that one died. They did, but is that? I don't know. I think they got turned into a combat form. Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but it seemed like they got turned into a combat form. We could have Shamblers join us or Xenohumans. Now, in doing this, we're also... So, like, with this reward, let's choose Xenohumans, right? We could just have them stand very still, and we're about to have a combat form because of this. I mean, that's always an option. Look at the entire flood colony moving this way, by the way. That's crazy. Yeah, they can get turned. There we go. And now we have another combat form, which is pretty good. Oh, we also have a man in black. I'm gonna disarm him. We're also gonna build to the hive with him as well. Oh man, we've got so many infection forms. It's crazy. Hello, Hull. Can you hold still for a second? Welcome aboard, Hull. Welcome aboard. Boop. Nice to see you. So our next is actually going to be 5 Void members. And I think I'm just going to keep summoning them early because why not, right? Why not? It looks like they're all members. Now, though, 2 of them have the Dusk Blades. One of them actually has the Dusk Enforcer, so a semi-automatic large pistol, and the others have the Dusk Strikers, so some shotguns, I believe. The thing is, we don't have any ranged weapons, so they might start killing our infection forms pretty quickly. I'm gonna let them all come in. Perfect. They might actually start shooting them and killing them pretty quickly. Oh man. Oh no, they're coming for the hive. They're so smart. They're coming right for the hive. Alright, bring in carrier forms. Oh, we're stuck in here, by the way. What the hell? They're coming in, but we do have our ranged spitter turrets, which are taking their shields down. This is the perfect opportunity, instead of targeting all of them down there, kind of come up this way and see if we can turn them. Okay, we didn't turn them. We might be able to turn some of these fellas, like that one. Yes, combat forms, baby, combat forms. Welcome, Void. Welcome to the true powerhouse, the hive. I love it. There we go. There we go. I guess we could have another colonist join us, and we could turn them too. Some of them are dead, of course, but we did end up getting a few combat forms. Looks like our combat forms ended up dying too, though. Where's the human that we just got? Oh, hello there. No need to fight. Just stand still. Wait, not the combat form. Combat form. Stop. No. You stop. I need infection form. Yes, infect her. Infect her, please. Welcome aboard, Padilla. You are going to be something much greater than yourself. You are going to be part of the Flood hive mind. There we are. Good for you. Good for you. Our next wave, again, looks like it's going to be some Flood. I'm going to take care of that one real quick, so we'll have to deduct 2 to determine how many we've truly made it through against Void, unfortunately. There we go. Simply some hive reinforcements. But our next wave, which technically would be wave 6, I guess, we will be fighting 61 Reapers. Oh shit, they all spawned right here. Okay. I'm curious to see how this goes. Now, infection forms, I think, can still kill them with one hit if they break the skin, but it's incredibly difficult against Reapers. Oh my. Against all of those so far, we've only managed to kill 3. We have to protect the hives at all costs. We have our entire hive mind coming down this way. All of our biomass, and look at that. Yes, that's a one-hit kill right there. Goodbye, Reaper. Oh, shit. I love to see it. Oh, all the rotten flesh and biomass slamming into one another like a great big wall. Like the Battle of the Bastards sort of situation. I love it so much. Now, it's not really a question of how, like, of will we survive, but how long can we survive until these types of infected just kind of force us back to our hive and our numbers dwindle way, way too much. Because I don't think actual Void members are going to really be able to defeat us all that easily. I think it's more of going to be the N4 infected. Because as you can see, they're taking down our tank forms pretty quickly and easily. Now, if I kind of force in these carrier forms, though, they're going to start popping, and we're going to start having our infection forms infect the N4 infected, killing them much faster and easier. It's like a giant balloon of rat poison. Alright, there we go. We could have, I guess we'll take weapons. Again, it doesn't really matter. Now, things are starting to get a little bit more interesting. So with our next wave, we have 3 Void members, 2 senior members, and then 5 members again. I have no idea the difference between the 3 and the 5, but 2 senior members. Now that is very interesting. I'll stick with our current theme of summoning early, and we'll deal with this as best we can. They are going to be planning for a while. Now that is 10 Void members. I don't think normal kind of vanilla-ish... Oh, maybe we shouldn't have summoned them so soon. Look how little forces we have now because of taking on the infected. We really should have given ourselves some more time to prep, but we are starting to spurt out some more, so that's good. We would have to destroy this hive to actually be able to get these forces out of there, which is a shame, but okay. I think they're actually killing, yes, oh shoot, they are really killing our infection forms. We only have 37 of them. I've really put myself in quite a bind. I'm going to group them all up here. That way they're not doing that anymore because I don't want them going down there and getting blasted one by one. We want them to actually be able to fight Void and be able to defeat Void. Now our carrier forms, we should probably send our carrier forms in first. No, I think so. I'm trying to keep all of the infection forms together and kind of build them up in one great big mass. And then our carrier forms, I would send all of them in at once, and that way they get blasted, giving us more infection forms. I think is how we should probably handle it. Now, if Void makes it to the hive, we have 89 spitter turrets. I think that will take them down pretty quickly, but they are extremely durable, so it might not work out in our favor as we wanted to. We have so many dead stalker corpses, by the way. I think it's because of these turrets that we can't get through here either. Let's see if we can destroy one. We could repair it, but there we go. Now we can actually get out. Uh-oh, Void is beginning their assault. They're going to kill us. Okay. I'm going to send our carrier forms here and bring everyone else back. That way they're like a giant wall of just molten, disgusting, poppable, rotten flesh. Alright, let's... Oh my god. Send them in. Get them, boys. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Let's just unleash everyone. All 79, that's not many, infection forms. We'll bring everybody in. We want every chance that we can get to actually take them down and infect them, giving us more combat forms naturally. Oh, they are starting to give some good resistance, though, I'll say. Alright, if we bring all of them towards... Okay, I saw somebody get the infection. Somebody's getting ready to turn. A few of them. There we go. Alright, this guy has a corpse gun, though. Quickly! Quickly, my little disgusting children! Infect him! Here we go. Oh, their armor is so hard to breach and to infect them. We took down one there. We've got, I think, 4 in total left. We definitely have 4 in this area. But we're really starting to dwindle in terms of our numbers. We've got them surrounded, kind of cornered, and back to back with one another here. Let's see if we can pop some of our carrier forms. Come on, come on. Oh my god, they're so strong. Oh my god, are we out of infection forms? Oh my god, look at the numbers. Look how little we have now. Damn it. Oh, they decided to steal what they can and leave, though? That's interesting. This one's about to get turned. I think, right? Yes! Oh, and he killed his friend. Well, I don't think you'll be stealing anything. Oh, maybe you will. If we could get the infection form here to get this one, though. Oh, they're too fast. What a coward fleeing with some of the medicine that they brought. Oh, goodbye, little coward. We'll take some more weapons. In all reality, though, I think they could have defeated us there with a few well-placed attacks towards the hive. Maybe some fire. If they end up bringing anything with fire, they definitely will. Now, the next wave, it's such a shame because look how much, like, if this were void, I really wish I could actually make this be void instead of the flood, but I don't think there's any way to, unfortunately. I've tried and tried. So these are just going to be reinforcements for us. So that's fine, though. That's fine, because I expect after that, we'll probably be facing some incredible odds against us here shortly. Even though I was unable to make Wave 10 an actual wave that we would have to fight instead of reinforcements, we still ended up with some of the downsides, like 2 meteor showers at the exact same time. And these meteors ended up crushing many of our different types of forms and units, and even a little bit of our hive at one point. Nevertheless, we pressed on towards what is technically Wave 8 against Void and their experimental monsters, with many a senior member and normal member coming for our rotten asses. The modifier for this wave was Bulletproof. Void is going to have a 50% increase to their armor, which is such a shame because we just started picking up some of their weapons to use against them. Alas, I suppose we'll just have to continue trying our strategy of conquering the entire desert with our biomass hives and overwhelming them with a shit ton of forces. Our forces have, well, they've been replenished, to say the least, of course. I don't even know how many we have. I'd like to see how many infection forms we have. 172. I mean, that's way more than before. We have 4 senior members, 5 senior members, so I don't know why they're separated, but 9, and then 5 normal members coming. We've got a lot of the meteorites are taking up space on the map now because of the meteor shower. I guess we could mine those. I don't know if the flood's gonna obey my commands when I want them to do stuff like that, but we could try it. The thing about the flood, and it's actually really cool, even with the draft anything, I can draft them. I just drafted them all, and they're still moving. You know what I mean? So it's like the hive mind is fighting against me as the player, which is, it's very fitting for the flood. Here comes Void, though, and we'll see how this goes. So we see all these senior members. They're so fast. Oh my god, they've got their, what are those? They're grinders, basically, they're chainsaws. Oh, and they're wiping us out, but we've got a lot of our infection forms already coming. Okay, well, I might need to pull back. I might pull back our infection forms and I'll bring them back here. And that way they're not getting ripped to shreds like this. Because I want these shields and stuff popped on them before we bring in the infection forms if we can help it. Okay, I actually, now that they're kind of stuck here, there we go. We're going to start turning some of them. I apologize, it's going to be a little loud. There we go, a combat form there. Yeah, we're getting ready to have another one. And a combat form there and there. I like to think that Void is probably seeing the Flood as a monstrosity that is far more chaotic and powerful than anything that they've created themselves. This really is the whole unstoppable force meets immovable object. There's still 9 of them. Oh man. They are getting close to the hive, but we're taking their shields down now. Oh no, they're coming in. They're attacking the hive! No! Oh my god. I'm gonna pause for a minute. It's so loud. Oh my god. We actually have them attacking the... Oh my god. Oh, wait, we have our combat forms. I completely forgot. I didn't bring them out. I had them ready. Some of them have weapons. That is great. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have them come up here. You know what? I'm just gonna release them all. And I'm gonna bring our ranged ones, because some of them have rocket launchers. Now, I gotta be careful because those rockets could hit the hive, and I really don't want that to happen, but let's start bringing out some of these with the charge rifles and stuff, and I'm gonna bring these up here with the rockets this way. They are actually ripping through our hive, though. Okay, let's aim. I'm gonna aim about right there. I don't want them to accidentally blow up more of the hive. I think they did, though, and fire does not mesh well. We might actually lose. We have to sacrifice some of our biomass in the hive for this. Oh, shit. I did not mean to do that. They are so hard to control. We can always rebuild and replenish. Oh my god. We might lose everything here. How many are we? Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Our turrets are doing the best that they can, but even our combat forms are struggling a bit with their own weapons to take them down. Oh, we have infection forms. Oh, and it's gone. We've only got 2 of them left. Come on, just die already. No, there goes one. Okay, we've got another one. Holy! I'll do a normal reward. Okay, weapon drop. Alright. Holy shit. Holy shit. That is crazy. We are starting to replenish, but oh my god. All the forces that we had, dead, gone. All that for a few Void members. Senior members, of course, but we've only got 3 of the large hives left. How many small hives? 24, which, I mean, is a lot, but we had double that. I could have swore we had double that. We did accidentally blow up a lot of ourselves. Like I said, the hive mind kind of fights against me as I'm trying to get them into position. I can't really stop them from firing and things a lot of the time. That was absolutely insane, though. We do have more reinforcements for ourselves, and of course we're going to be replenishing, which is great. But that was a very, very close call. I'm actually shocked. I wonder if maybe I should have just filled the entire map with flood first before I tried to get the void coming in like that, or the void members coming in. Indeed, that was a bit of a close call. The closest call that we've had yet, but by far not the closest that we will be having, as you'll be seeing pretty soon. As for right now, though, we must continue rebuilding and assimilating as much as possible before the next wave arrives. The hive has been replenished, and we've also built many, many more. We have 54 small ones, and I think we have in total 6 large ones now. But, oh my god, we're going to be fighting 221 Reapers? Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. Alright, bring all of our carriers. Let's bring all of our infection forms as well. I'm gonna bring them all to the center to protect the hive. That is an insane number of Reapers. Now, I think we'll get through them pretty quickly and easily, to be honest with you, because unlike the actual Void members, their monstrosities that they create have maybe tough hide, but they do not have armor, and that is a very crucial component to their victories against us, because our infection forms are not able to penetrate the armor quite as well when it comes to the actual members. But the infected, on the other hand, I think we can handle them pretty good. Holy, look at this. So I'm bringing them all to the middle. I think they're going to attack this carrier form, which is, oh shit, and we're also getting orbital bombardments, which is bad for us. That's really bad for us. Where's that hitting at? I heard one. Oh, it's so slow, by the way. We have some infection forms. Hopefully they'll be able to kill a few of these Reapers. Man, things are moving so slow all of a sudden, aren't they? Oh my gosh. I'll try not to do you guys too badly with this. Let's get all of our forms going. Oh no. We've gotten hit by bombardments. Oh Christ. Oh, that's bad. I might have to just narrate over this one until things speed up a little bit. Or we can put it in 3 times speed and just kind of... Oh, no, this is bad. The frames are framey. Very framey. Well, until things clear up a little bit, I'll sit here and narrate the absolute onslaught of infected Reapers that are coming for us. It would seem that Void's monsters are taking a note from our playbook and just trying to attack us with sheer forces alone. Truth be told, I hadn't expected our own strategy to work so well against us, because as I continued sending in more and more of our flood forces, they continued pushing us farther and further back towards our hive. Things are still a little bit framey, but less so, which isn't exactly a good thing, because it's mostly because we're starting to lose a lot of our infection forms and carrier forms. We're starting to kill many more of them with the flood infection and defeating them. As of right now, as you can see, we've only killed up to 80, so we haven't even killed half of them yet. I do have all of... Oh no, our combat forms have been hit by bombardments. Damn it. I'm going to release our melee combat forms. I'm keeping the ranged ones back here so they can help us out. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. I don't want them accidentally shooting any of the infection forms is all as to why. Now, you'll notice up here, too, our hives are actually driving nearby animals mad, which should inevitably help us defeat them, but I don't know. I guess I could just turn everyone loose. They're getting really close to our hives now. We're driving all the animals mad, but I don't know if it's going to be worth it. I don't know if it's going to actually help us. We're starting to get them coming to attack our hives themselves. Oh, this could be the end. I don't think it will be, but it could be. Oh my god. An entire army of Reapers, and we're still not losing. I mean, we're getting pretty close, though. But to think that we've been able to survive against that large of a squad of Reapers is insane. Oh my god. Absolute horror. They are getting very close. If we can keep even a hive or two, I think we'll be fine. But we're basically completely relying on our ranged turrets now at this point. We've killed 215, but they're all coming back to life. They're healing after getting defeated. So I mean, I don't know. We've killed 219, but yeah, they just keep getting back up. Oh my god. I think I'll delay the next wave by 3 days. That's a good reward, assuming we can actually survive this. Oh god. Oh god, that bombardment hit right here at one of our hives. The bombardments are making things so much worse for us. Oh, they would, I don't know. We need to be able to kill them, but I don't think we're going to be able to. Are they hunting down our forms, infection forms and stuff? How many of them are left? Oh my god. 55 of them are still alive. 50 of them now. This is insane. Even though technically if we won the round, I think there's a pretty good chance we're about to die. I mean, our turrets are doing the best that they can, but how many are left now? There's 23 left now. We might survive. Oh, that helped out. A bombardment hitting them. That helps a little bit. Oh, my God. Oh, shit. Jeez. All right, how many now? Only a handful of them left. One more, I think, maybe? Yeah. All right. Sheesh. Oh. Oh, these bombardments are awful. Oh, they're really working against us here. Look at the massive blood. You could see this from a satellite. Holy, look at that big trail of blood coming through here and all over here. My god. Now, we actually survived with 42 hives and 7 large hives left. So, not too bad. Up next, we are going to be fighting an executive, 3 members, 10 elites, and 1 senior member. Holy. And it looks like no pain, no gain. They already don't feel pain, so I don't think it'll matter too much. But this one is coming in 4.1 days. I might just kick back and watch the entire hive become even more massive and see our forces just, I mean, I don't know. They're going to get really big. We're going to have a lot of flood, I think. This is probably going to be one of the most epic battles yet. And so now we really get to see what it would have been like originally if we would have sat and waited for a full 5 days, essentially, for the hive to spread across this land and for it to go about making more and more different types of flood forms. The results are basically the complete and utter reconstruction of the army that we had, as well as a massive expansion to the current radius of the hive's territory. All of our turrets, large hives, small hives, blah blah blah. As you've seen, we are at unbelievable levels, and if you hear the little poots and perts of our hives, it's not ending anytime soon. Almost every single corner of the map, it could easily be filled, but it's not because we're kind of sticking towards our hives to protect them, of course, is filled with our flood. Oh my, the hive has grown ever exponentially so large. Holy shit. We are, I don't even know how many we got, but let us summon this wave from Void. They're going to prepare for a while before they attack. I don't think you are, Void. I don't think you are. I am actually going to, let me see. As we have been doing, I'm going to try to draft as many of our infection forms as I can. I want to, oh my god, that's so slow. I'm going to try to bring them all to this area, and I want our larger forms, our tank forms, and others to come down this way to fight with them, of course. I want, holy shit, I need them to start putting some damn, start putting some boots to asses. This one has a minigun, for God's sake. I don't want them getting that close to us. I want them attacking Minigun Man because he's about to rip, yep. They're about to start ripping our tank forms to shreds if we're not careful. Look at that after a few shots. Damn! Damn! Yeah, I need all of them coming down this way, too. I guess we could go ahead and bring our infection forms down here. I want them attacking somebody like this guy with the giant minigun to try to infect him and prevent him from destroying everyone else. We'll get our other combat forms down here. Come on, combat forms, come on. There must be other ones in other areas, no? Surely there have to be. Oh my god, this is terrible. Or terrifyingly terrible, maybe. It's surprising we're actually taking them out pretty quickly. I'm guessing they dropped in separate groups. No? Yeah, they definitely did. Now, these down here are actually dealing with our infection forms and stuff a little bit easier, so I don't want that to be what's happening. I want them to kind of prepare for a minute, and then we'll deal with them when we're ready. I want to attack these other ones. We're going to be killing these folks pretty easily, I think. Hopefully, we can infect this guy. There we go. We turned him to a combat form. We're going to bring the rest of them down here. Actually, I think we've already finished all of them off, so let's go ahead, have everyone, including all of our infection forms, attack. I guess these are the only ones left, actually, so yeah, we might as well. Let's also bring in our carrier forms. We just have unbelievable numbers at this point. I mean, holy shit. An endless trail of infection forms. It's insane. It's insane. Yeah, we're gonna bring in as many as we can. Tank forms and all. I want oh my god, we have so many tank forms. How many do we have in total? 44 tank forms in total. That's crazy. Diabolical even, I would say. Void is incredibly tough and durable, but we are going to be overwhelming them with our sheer numbers alone, it would seem. Oh, there goes one. Oh, no. What's wrong, Void? After getting my ass kicked by them in the last video we did, it's very satisfying to be able to do this to them with the Flood. Oh, this round was actually much easier than I thought it was going to be, truth be told. We've got one last guy here, and he's about to be gone too, very shortly. There he goes. Cool. I guess we'll get a colonist and we'll turn them. I want to let all of our infection forms and other forms wander around as they so please. Where's our human colonist? Did he land? Hello. Hello, madam. You're about to get turned. We'll go ahead and... Oh, excuse me. I don't want anybody but the infection forms coming, yeah. Hold still, please. Let me just get a quick little nibble of them toes. Oh, don't. No. I don't want you to fight now. Don't fight the infection. Don't do it. Oh, there's no way to stop you from doing that. There you go. Now you're part of our team. Welcome aboard. So we've kind of arrived at the point where I've tried forcing a few different waves, and they're all just the Flood. The Flood are similar to mechanoids in that after you reach a certain point in your colony's like power and wealth and how long you've been going and stuff like that, they start being one of the more common factions, and I'm not sure how Void works, but I'm thinking that most of our next few raids are just going to be the Flood, so I think I'll try to force one manually. I know that's not really sticking with Winston Waves, but I think it'll be fun to see at least. So we've got the Void raid coming. This is the largest one that I could manually spawn in. And even it doesn't look to be all that impressive in my opinion. I must say, I think really the only thing limiting Void is going to be the game mechanics, right? I guess, I mean, I don't know. I am of the belief that... let me stop yapping and we'll just watch the chaos for a minute. They did actually drop right in on our hives, which makes things a little bit more difficult. But I am of the belief, I think, that Void and the Flood are kind of neck and neck, right? I think they're pretty equal in most regards in terms of just how powerful they are, in terms of game mechanics. But I will say, I think the Flood could actually defeat Void pretty easily based on what we've seen here today. Now, is this a perfect test? Not exactly, right? There are quite a few flaws here in the testing that we're doing and playing as the Flood. One of which being, of course, that I keep getting reinforcement waves and I have no way of preventing that. But, you know, we're trying to stick with the fairness as we have playing with Winston Waves, and I also just thought that this would be a fun way to go about doing it. But I think if you have enough Flood, you could pretty easily defeat Void. You could probably even take over one of their bases. I might try to do a series where we play as the Flood and take over, either on this channel or on my second channel, Rat and I Plays, so be sure to subscribe over there if you're interested in seeing that. But I don't know, I think they're pretty equal in power until the Flood gets their numbers. As we well know, the Flood is very capable of just replicating more forms and hives over and over and over within a very short period of time. But I think, like for example here, Void is so durable that if played by a character that's not just going to stand here and engage in melee combat as the AI does, you won't end up like this. turned into a combat form. You'll most likely end up being able to run around the map and kill as many as possible. Most of the fires and things we're seeing now too are from lightning strikes. A big reason that I ended up, and I may have already said this, but done this in the desert is so that we don't end up just having a giant fire in the temperate forest where we always constantly burn. But again, I mean, this is just crazy, right? Unstoppable force meets immovable object, in my opinion. I do think, though, I will say, the Flood could easily defeat Void, given enough time to build up a large enough hive. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys will disagree. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, of course. And also, let me know what other factions you'd like to see us take on, and if there's a faction that could defeat either Void or the Flood. For now, though, my friends, that's all I have for you. I'll see you next time. Today in RimWorld, we'll be once again tackling one of RimWorld's most difficult and brutal factions, as we have been doing for the past few videos. One of these factions is the Flood, and they are in my personal top 3 most powerful enemies/factions. But as we know, to fight the horrors beyond comprehension, sometimes you must become a horror beyond comprehension. Throughout these last few videos, we have really been trying to determine who our number 1 enemy/faction would be, the Flood or Void. Well, since in the last episode we played as a Flood hive taking on Void and their man-made monstrosities, I think that today it's only fair that we will be doing the opposite as a Void associate and his pet monster. Real quick though, before we begin, as always, I am using a mod list which you can find in the video description. Most of these are just cosmetic mods, retextures, blah 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 blah, except for Winston Waves, as well as the Void, Flood, obvious stuff. Now with that out of the way, let us begin. We're going to have 5 days to prepare before the first wave of Flood arrive. Now, realistically, I could summon them right now and pretty easily defeat them, I believe. But I would like to take this time to start building up a fortress. For now, we're looking at a fortress that's going to be made out of wood, but that's a-okay with me. Now, we're going to be doing this because in the later stages against the Flood, once they have a gigantic hive, we need a place to retreat to, even as a Void associate. Speaking of which, playing as a Void associate is incredibly fun. Look how fast he's cutting down these trees. I decided that our starting area here with the tiny little pond would be perfect, so I started walling off all of the entrances in between these small hills. I also had him quickly throw together a comfortable yet small shelter, because even though mental breaks with the Void associate are quite unlikely, they're still possible, and I don't want to lose this challenge against the Flood simply because he was in a sad wander. Next on the agenda for fortifying the area was going to be moving some stone chunks up against the walls, as well as building plenty of wooden spike traps. When it comes to the Flood, as we already know if you've watched the other videos, a simple wooden spike trap is perfect because you don't have to deal that much damage to an infection form to kill it. And by the way, we completed all of this, the fortification, the shelter, everything within just over a day's time. Admittedly, it would have been faster than that, but Brewer had to make some time for meditating and other recreational activities. Since we basically already have everything that we need for the first wave, more so as a matter of fact, I decided we'd start working on some other luxury items, like generating electricity. I also decided while we had the time, we might as well go ahead and get a head start on a base in the middle of the pond. Since we're building a fortress, I thought that this would be the perfect center cap for that, if that makes sense. At one point, we had a mad bunny rabbit who was upset that Brewer had strangled her mate, so he ended up killing her. Brewer, my friend, I don't know who the strongest faction is, but I do know that you are one sick son of a bitch. Moving right along, though, in the final hours before the first wave, we continued building up our bridges on the pond, and then we actually started building our fortress just a little bit, with basically a simple shelter, as we had already done, but right in the middle with some barricades around it. Nothing too fancy. We have our first rate of Flood coming in 3, 2, 1. Here they are. Looks like they're going to prepare for a bit before they attack. We've got some infection forms. We've also got some carrier forms. I don't expect this to be too much of a challenge. We're going to go ahead and just start killing them. We're going to come right on out. I'm not even going to wait for them to come near our traps. I do notice, I think there's, so we're going to kill an infection form, right? Oh, we missed. Surprising. Now we killed it. There's a pretty long recovery time after shooting them with the rifle, so we don't want to get stuck somewhere where an infection form is going to catch us. That being said, Void has some pretty insanely impressive armor, which also means that, you know, we don't really have to worry about the infection forms breaking through the skin often. Do we have... oh yeah, there's carrier forms. Pop goes the weasel. Go ahead and kill these, hopefully. But look how fast they are. So after we shoot, we need to make sure there's a lot of distance between us and the infection forms, because even though it's hard for them to break the skin with us having great armor, it is still possible. And we only have one Void member, so there we go. Hello there, little green booger. And goodbye. One more carrier form, and we'll be good to go. I think I'm going to take a weapon drop, and the reason I'm taking a weapon drop is because I love this dusk rifle. I'm actually going to go inside so they hit these traps. I love the dusk rifle, it's got a lot of power, but when it comes to infection forms, we don't need power, right? We need just a quick bullet. Oh, they didn't even step on the trap. That one did. We don't need a lot of power, we just need a quick bullet or two. Hello, little critters, come. Goodbye. Where's the other one? Hello there, you. Oh, there's two of them. I didn't know. Okay. Let's pop out on this side. I think they're actually going to step on those traps maybe anyhow. No. They might now. I'm just trying to get rid of them. It's not a big deal, but yeah, there we go. I guess let's go down here too. Oh, we got a bow and arrow and a sword and a hammer. Well, none of these, I mean, we could use the short bow, but do we really need the short bow? Not really. And there goes the last one, okay. Now, I guess we could summon the next wave early too. There's 2 carrier forms for infection forms, but I kind of want to work on this base a little bit, huh? You guys like this? I know I probably already talked about it some, but I don't know. I like the idea of having this little fortress here out on the pond when we inevitably end up getting a huge wave of flood from some nearby hive or something, right? I think it's going to be really cool. I know this isn't exactly a series and more of a one-off video where we're playing as Void versus the Flood, but I still think it'd be so fun to kind of take them on like that and to kind of do a little design like that. So I guess I'll be back where I'm narrating and playing at the same time once we have something interesting, but until then, I don't really think there's much need for it. I expect these other waves to be quick and easy. Quick and easy, at least for now, until the Flood actually establish a proper hive on the map, which will probably be coming in quite a few more waves. For the time being, though, I'm going to be building more spike traps on the bridges. That way, once we inevitably get overrun, we'll be able to hold them off just a little bit easier. Before the second wave began, I also just worked on a few little storage facilities. Nothing really all that interesting, I must say. Then, of course, the Flood ended up arriving. Some carrier forms and infection forms. As we well know, of course, if you've been keeping up with this, the first few waves of the Flood are really not all that serious, but it is a false sense of security. They ended up attacking some tribals who were attempting to visit my little fortress, transforming them into horrifying combat forms. But other than that, I killed them pretty quick. For our reward, I would end up going with a mini turret drop, since they are the perfect automatic defense force against infection forms. I also quickly threw together a research bench in a small little area tucked away where we can go about researching things like batteries. This is actually the only time I've changed the scenario since we've started doing these Winston Waves videos, from the crash-landed survivors over to the rich explorer. As to why, I don't really remember why I chose it, but I did. I don't think it really makes a difference though, because we finished up that research incredibly fast since, again, we are a Void associate with maxed out skill points. Adding on to the base, I ended up building a battery housing facility out of steel, the most reinforced material we currently have access to, and I also placed all those mini turrets around the fort that I'm building in the middle of this pond. We currently have 14 hours before the next wave of Flood come. Now, again, I mean, it's only 8 infection forms. I think it's not going to be that big of a deal. Again, I'm gonna try not to bore you guys to death with every little attack until things actually start getting really interesting. I will say, though, I'm happy with the little fort that we're building. I think it's cool. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in some wood here and here. Now, I think that this is actually going to make a pretty big difference to the fort, and we're also going to put some doors in these areas. And since we're using minimal mods and we don't have embrasures, this is going to allow us to have an area where the Flood can't just come across the water. Or can they? They might be able to, actually. Oh yeah, they definitely can. Okay, well, they can come across the water, but it's going to be very slow for them to come across the water, right? So this kind of gives us something of an embrasure embrasure area, not really, but with embrasures, of course, the modded embrasures, you can't walk across them. Barricades, you can. So we're still kind of, I was thinking this was deeper water. I forgot shallow. You could walk over it, but they're still going to be very slow. Now, if we need to, I might change these barricades out later on if we get really close to them just coming straight in on us. And if that happens, I'm going to swap these out for walls. That way they can't walk over them and we can just hide inside. But I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out so far. I'm going to go ahead and I will summon this raid early simply because I want to fight some of them. But we are going to be staying. Have I set up area 1? I think I did. No, I did not. We're going to stay in area 1. I don't want anybody going out, and we're just going to watch these infection forms hit our traps because that's the easiest way to deal with them normally. Hello, hello. Goodbye. We've got a few that didn't hit the traps. Hello. Goodbye. We only have 2 more. They're already standing up here. I think if I just pop out right here, they'll come and hit the traps. Hello. There we go. Perfect. I guess we'll take another weapons drop. The first one didn't give us anything really all that useful, so... We have a flood arm? Oh my god. And a sentinel beam. Now, the sentinel beam, along with the flood mod, this might be our best video yet for killing the flood. This is, obviously, of course, we're playing as Void, but the sentinel beam comes along with the Rim Flood mod, and actually is, like, the perfect weapon to use against them. I wouldn't say they're kryptonite. I want to see something to test it on. You've probably seen it before, but it's actually incredibly useful against them because it can fire very fast, and even though it deals a small amount of damage, if it hits infection forms, they pop very quickly. So it's the perfect weapon to use against them. That's going to be great. That is going to be absolutely great. Our next one, it looks like we have 2 hound forms, 1 stalker form, a carrier, and 2 infection forms. No pure forms. The pure forms are where we get them. Oh, I heard the guy here. The pure forms are when we start actually seeing the hives get built. Now, what I want to know is when we get a hive on the map, a flood hive, will I be able to come in and destroy it faster than they are able to start populating? And that's what we're going to see. Again, I'm not going to bore you to death with every single wave and me talking like this, so we'll just continue on. And as we do so, I also want to apologize to you if my audio sounds a bit different this video, or throughout this video, because I built an office about a year ago inside my house, and it's been in a functional state ever since. I only just recently got around to actually completing it, and I'm still working on the placement of my acoustic panels. All that to say, I hope this doesn't sound too bad. But as I continue proving myself to be an absolute plebeian with audio technology, we have our friend Brewer here, who is going to be cutting up a lot of stone chunks into stone blocks. Stone blocks that we will be using to continue fortifying our base. Meanwhile, we continue fending off attacks from our cosmic enemies, the Flood, with our spike traps, and also occasionally our new sentinel beam, which seems to work just fine in my opinion. We ended up choosing a random normal reward, which ended up being some plasteel, which I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but plasteel is always a welcome sight. Next on the agenda was the actual fortification of our walls with that stone. We mostly seem to have sandstone and slate, so that's what we'll be using. I ended up putting in some additional wall layers with a separation between them and the wooden ones, as well as using stone for the door. In any other circumstance, using stone for the door is a fool's move, but since Brewer has an insane movement and manipulation stat, I think it won't really matter all that much. Now, some of you may be curious as to why there's a bit of an air gap in between the walls, but the reason for this is because since the carrier forms pop and throw infection forms over walls if they're too close to them, I want to try to make sure we minimize how many actually land on the other side and try to get them to land on the inside between the walls, making them stuck. I would end up building some wooden spike traps between these walls as well, and I would also just kind of continue fortifying after every single wave that we began facing. I think we went through 2 or 3 waves here. I didn't bother showing them because, well, there wasn't really much to talk about. Well, until wave 7, that is. I think this is a good opportunity to really show off that sentinel beam. It is not lost on me, however, that we were already looking a moment ago at a clip of me using the sentinel beam, obviously, but I want to show you what it's like against the infection forms where I think it really shines, and I really am so glad that we ended up getting one. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. We're popping them well before they get close to us. All of them. All of them gone. Oh, holy shit. Are you joking? Oh, my. A beam targeter or a bombardment targeter? All right. I'll take it. That's incredible. It really is. Should we go ahead and pop? I'm going to kill this carrier or infection form. Should I pop the carrier? I guess I should. We'll go ahead and kill him. That way that it doesn't pop later on. We've got the next wave, 21 infection forms. You know what? I'm going to summon it early just because I know it's going to be super easy with this beam to go ahead and kill them. This is great. Oh, it's great. It won't be pretty soon, but for now, it's still pretty great. Hello, little disgusting booger popcorn things, kernels, whatever. Let's kill them. Goodbye, goodbye. I'd say the accuracy of the Sentinel Beam is probably my one concern with it, but oh, that one got pretty close, but we're good. We could get, should we get weapons? We could get a human joining us, a xeno-human. The issue is, if we take humans, I am not going to be using them like Void. I'm not going to be manually and cheating and like giving them stuff. I'll keep them as they are, if that makes sense. So I don't know if I even want one because it's not really going to help us that much. It'd be more of a liability, I think. I don't really care about weapons. I guess we could do cash. Nah, let's do weapons again. What if we get another Sentinel Beam? That'd be really cool. We did not, but we did get a Wraith Cannon, which is a really good Void weapon. We got another Flood Arm. All of a sudden, we're getting a lot of Flood Arm. We don't want to use it for melee, though, anyway, but I think that Wraith Cannon, I'm not going to say it's going to be better than the Sentinel Cannon, but I think it's pretty good, no? We're about to find out, because, again, we have 24 infection forms and a carrier, which I'd say let's go ahead and just summon that while we're at it. Hey, let's try out the Wraith Cannon and see between it and the Sentinel Beam, which is going to be better for this. They are attacking immediately. The infection forms are very, very fast. I guess we'll come this way and try to let them just funnel in and we'll shoot at them. We don't have a lot of range though. How long does it take for the Wraith Cannon to fire up? That Wraith Cannon takes way too long. I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not gonna risk it. I'm nervous. Let's just use the Sentinel Beam as we were before. I think the Wraith Cannon's like a minigun, where we're only gonna get a burst or two. Like, we're gonna get a lot of bullets, but there's not gonna be like, pop, 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 right? It's gonna be like one that's going in one area, and that would be really bad, because I think that they would catch us before we could kill any of them, really. And I don't want that to happen. Let's test out the Wraith Cannon. Let's see. Where's the range end? Right here's good, right? Here we go. Let's try it now. Well, that's not bad, but yeah, it was kind of slow. I guess we'll just take weapons again. Holy. Yeah, look at the cooldown on that. Way too slow. Way too slow. There we go. That is much better. Much, much better. We got, what do we get that time? I didn't even see. Oh, we've also got a tornado generator and a power beam targeter. Now, the targeters are really big because realistically, using one of those, we'll be able to, oh, we have another one? A bombardment targeter? I didn't even realize. We'll be able to, I think, take out a flood hive pretty easily and pretty quickly. Looks like our next one's going to be even more. 34 infection forms, 2 flood carriers. We might as well summon them too. Let's keep things action-packed and fun. Now this is a lot. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. Oh, and we have a lightning storm. I didn't even realize a flash storm. That could be interesting. I don't think it'll be anything too crazy though. Let's see. There we go. Ah, the Sentinel Beam. The weakness of the flood. Literally designed for the flood. To take out the flood. To my understanding, so. It really makes short work of them. Yeah, let's go ahead and kill the carriers. We'll destroy them. Hello. Goodbye. Oh, they do get a little bit close, even with the Sentinel Beam, but not near close enough to do anything to us. I think they're gonna hit the trap. Yep, there they go. And this wave's already almost over. Okay, I guess we could take... We'll do fuel. We might need it for something. The good armor would be good, but we have the best armor, so it's not a big deal. We should probably try to get some of this hauled in pretty quickly, I guess, because there's getting ready to be some fires. But the next round is 4 tank forms, 6 combat forms, and 3 carrier forms. Now we're starting to get a little bit closer to some of the more interesting forms, I think. Well, 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 what have we here? Oh, 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 oh. Orbital bombardments. We also have these combat forms with some decent weapons, including a triple rocket launcher, by the way. Let's see. Minor break risk brewer. No, my friend. No need for a mental break. Our medicine and food that we got in one of these rounds is out here going to burn. Hopefully a fire, or rain starts to put out the fire soon. I'm gonna come up here. I'm gonna start trying to kill them. Hello. Let's try to target those infection forms. Oh god, oh god. Okay, go. Oh my god. Oh! We're getting hit. Oh Jesus. I don't even know what to say. We're about to get turned, I think. That's so bad. I really don't want to get turned into a flood. We use our... Oh, damn it. Alright, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Oh, thank God. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, we're still... Yeah, I had to do that. I had to. Oh my good lord. I really didn't want to do that, but I had to. Oh geez. I was not expecting that to be so difficult. If, let's use our actual rifle from a distance. If they didn't have a beam, because the beam was keeping me in place, I kept taking damage. If I didn't use that beam, there's no way I wasn't about to get turned. Yeah, we have, yeah, see the flood mouth, they were trying to bite us. Holy, that is rough. Yeah, let's just use our rifle here. First of all, let's take out Rocket Man here. There we go. The Dusk Rifle's great. Sentinel Beam against infection forms for sure, but Dusk Rifle against these larger forms I think is going to be our best bet. Let's get away from the tank form. I don't know that these other forms, I don't believe they can infect us the same way, but still, I don't want to get into melee combat with him unless I have to. There we go. Let's use the Wraith. We'll use it. Let's try it, just for fun. Oh yeah. Hey there, little combat form. Bye, little combat form. Uranium, genetics, poor weapons, or wood. I don't know. We've got so many damn weapons. It's part of being void. You don't really care about a lot of stuff. This would save us from having to chop any, but genetics are okay too, I guess. Let's do uranium just for shits and giggles. I don't know. I probably shouldn't have. I forgot I don't have many mods. I don't have the advanced power plus, so I guess it doesn't matter. I don't really need uranium. Oh well. We're gonna, oh my, he's always doing that, huh? We really need to go ahead and try to rebuild some of this stuff. The bombardments have taken out a lot of our infrastructure, it would seem. Not too much, though. The next wave is, again, 8 carriers, 8 combat forms, 1 infection form. That's not much at all. Although they do have reinforcements, so that'll be interesting. I think I'll go ahead and take some time and start rebuilding a few things. I might also let these... Oh, God. Orbital bombardments kind of wear off a bit because they are beating our base like a drum. And so that's exactly what I attempted to do for quite some time. Just rebuild our traps, our walls, and everything that's been damaged and or destroyed by the orbital bombardments. Up until the next wave of flood came, that is, they actually managed to strike me with a triple rocket launcher. A lucky shot on their part, I'll admit, but I ended up finishing them off rather quickly. There were a few infection forms left over that had to be cleansed by my new Sentinel Beam, and also a few combat forms that needed to be cut in half, but after that, we were good. And by good, I mean I ended up having my very first mental break thus far, a sad wonder, which was an absolute shame because it carried over into the next wave. And since I didn't have any way to break myself out of this mental state, like having another colonist arrest me, which would be a good use of another colonist now that I think about it, a little bit too late, admittedly. We are completely and utterly surrounded by the flood. The most flood that we had been dealing with yet, as this was a double trouble raid, meaning they had double the forces. At one point during my sad wonder, I walked outside to be shot at by a combat form. I walked back inside and it walked into a trap. But the danger was far from over, as they continued wandering around the southern entrance, and as did I. Waiting for me to just wander out and to get killed by them was our sweet Romeo, our monster. I'm not gonna lie to you, thus far, he's proven to be quite useless, since all he can really do is melee attack the flood, and as we know, that's not a good idea. But after one of the combat forms ended up breaking through the wall, I decided to use him to try to stop it from coming in and killing us. And this was a great success. Unfortunately though, he had sustained a lot of damage and was bleeding profusely. And the biggest problem there, of course, is I'm still in a sad wander and I wasn't able to save him before he bled to death. And just like that, we are all by our lonesome, wandering in sadness, completely surrounded by the most wicked space zombie hive mind to ever exist. The only thing holding them off at this point was our walls. The same walls that were beginning to falter and crumble beneath 1,000 screaming, rotten voices. If I hadn't have had a bit of foresight to double up these walls early on, we would have lost this challenge right here and now. But thankfully I did, and even better than that, I was no longer having my mental break. We were back in action, baby, and it was time for us to take back our home, our base, and to go about doing that, of course, I would end up murdering all of the Flood. Took me a little while, but I got it done. For our reward, I made the wrong choice again by not taking on 5 mercenaries, and I ended up taking components. But I thought it might be better if we were able to build our own guns instead of having people hold them. I'm really only interested in having one other colonist. Given the amount of Flood we're going to start fighting in these next few rounds, I think it just kinda minimizes risk if all of our other allies are robotic gun turrets instead. Speaking of which, we ended up building a good handful of them on the internal portion of the base. Since we don't have embrasures, putting them out where the Flood can actually get to them behind barricades is basically like throwing them out in a junk pile. Using what little bit of time was left before the next wave, I attempted to build some new walls and traps and repair a few things where I could. We have 8 seconds before the Flood come, and it looks like we have a meteor storm that's coming this way too, which is really going to suck because it's going to fill up the entirety of the map with it, but oh, it looks like they're actually coming in one area, which is not too bad. We shouldn't have to go too far. And there are the meteors. The biggest problem, okay, is the fact that I didn't have near enough time to actually work on our walls. Luckily, we still have our, well, up here we don't have our double walls. We have one wall. But in other areas we still, well, here either. Okay, so we're kind of getting pinned to the wall a little, but oh shit, they do have a doomsday rocket launcher. We need to make sure that they don't end up using that on our walls. I think maybe come down here and tackle the... Oh, they've got a doomsday rocket here, too. Shit. Might be easier. Let's go out this entrance since they're not over here. They don't have any infection forms, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. And I'll come up here with my rifle, and I'll actually start killing these combat forms. There we go. A pretty decent start. Hello. Hello. There we go. And let's go ahead and just stab you. We'll cut you right in half, you dirty bastard. Goodbye. Swap over to the sentinel. We've got tank forms. All right. Now, if something happens to us, or to the walls, I should say, while we're out here fighting these other forms, luckily our gun turrets will help hold off these guys, like right here. But he does have a doomsday rocket launcher, so that might not be good. Let's move. Here we go. Hello, tank forms. Hello. You big bastards. I wonder if the Wraith Cannon might be better against them. I know we swapped and tried that and the Dusk Rifle. It's pretty good. Not too bad. Not too bad. Hello. Hello. Alright, let's see. So now I want to bring the Sentinel Beam over this way, now that we've cleared them out and we get a better vantage point to start coming back around to flank what's left with the infection forms and others. There we go. Bit of a slow process cleansing this place, but one that we take great pride in, as it is the only thing that keeps us alive, but that's all, that's all. Hello, infection forms, hello. I think there's a combat form. What happened to that combat form? Did he fall? I'm glad he fell. He must have hit a spike trap. That's good, because I didn't want to get hit by that doomsday rocket. Okay, and now we've taken care of them. Let's come back down this way. This is where the majority of them seem to be. Sentinel Beam against the tank forms is just so slow. Very, very slow. Hello there, you big chungas. Perfect. Okay, let's keep our distance. As always. Oh, that one there has a sentinel beam like us. I don't want it to murder us with that. Uh-oh. I might have to... Oh, God. I might have to, yeah. Let's swap and move. Hurry. Hurry. That was close. Kill it. Oh, thank God. That was very close. I don't want to get hit by the sentinel beam and then it keeps us stuck where the infection forms are going to get us. We'll finish that one off. Perfect. And we've got one more. Hey there, little guy. All right, I'll take Shambler. Yeah. All right, I'll take a colonist. Since we were talking about needing one in case we have another mental break. They're up here. Oh, that's a hare. No. Hello there, Orozco. Nice to see you. What are we working with? Nothing. You're not a good fighter. It doesn't really matter. Oh, I don't know what to call this place. We'll randomize it. We're a little far in to even care about naming this place. I do need to make sure. Let's keep him on area 1. I have to try to feed him. He's like having a pet. We have to make sure he's fed. Now, myself, it's not that big of a deal if I go a little while without eating because Void, we don't have to eat all that often. But our new pal here is going to have to eat very often. Next wave, we're looking at 18 combat forms and 1 carrier form. Should be a piece of cake. They have reinforcements coming, so, I mean, that'll be interesting. But the combat forms are the only thing to really worry about there. Nothing too crazy. I am going to attempt to repair all this shit, though, hopefully before they get here. Gonna put a pretty big focus on our walls, I think. And so I would. Thankfully, we had already mined quite a bit of steel, so I wouldn't have to worry about chopping down any wood. I would prefer a more durable wall anyhow. As we patched our walls, we also started removing some of these undesirables from the inside of them and killing off some others around the map. We must ensure that our new pet is as safe as humanly possible, especially if he's going to rescue us from our own mental state. The next wave would come with all those dirty combat forms, and we would come out and start blowing them all to hell, literally, with one of their own doomsday rocket launchers that they had dropped in a prior wave, and then I would come through and finish them off with my Dusk Blade. Truly, it was hard to remain humble when we are this powerful. It was at this point I was starting to think we might have a true leader for the most powerful faction and enemy. For our reward, I chose a random normal reward, which ended up being Shamblers. Yay! They were basically completely useless against the flood, and thus I don't care. So they can just kind of stand over here in the corner, I guess. Since we've completely rebuilt our walls, between now and the next wave, I decided to slowly start focusing on some more of our spike traps to ensure that we can catch as many of the infection forms as possible. However, a majority of the enemies coming were going to be combat forms. Yet again, no pure forms, which is highly unusual, but since there's combat forms coming, that means we'll need a more direct approach than just relying on traps. I must say, it's kind of insane to me. This is wave 16. We've yet to have any pure forms. None at all. We've got a lot of combat forms this round. There's also a lot of infection forms, but I notice how many of them have... There are quite a bit of these sentinel beams, and I don't want to come out here and fight with them because there's 3 up here, and I think 3 of them would probably be enough to pin me and stop me from attacking them. So I'm gonna wait in our defensive walls, and if I have the opportunity to, I'll come out and attack them, but if not, I'm just gonna, well, I guess I might have the opportunity. I guess I might now, huh? Alright, let's pop out for a second. I'm gonna try to blast the, oh shit, alright, they're already attacking me. Let's move this way. Kill that infection form if we can. Okay, kill all the infection forms quickly. Oh god, oh no, okay, they're getting right on me. Okay, this is bad. Move, move, move. Oh god. Oh... That was a very close call. Let's shoot them with the rifle. Hurry, hurry, there we go. Take out that bastard up there if we can. There we go. Now, let's put some distance between us and them. We'll try to burn them, yes, and this is somewhat working, I'd say, pretty well for us. Uh-oh. There's another one up here, though, with a beam. There we go. Okay, alright. Not bad, but that was just one group. I think we have, yeah, we have 2 more groups of them we need to take out. So let's go ahead and do that. Although, yeah, they're hitting the trap, so that's not too bad. We've got this one guy right here. Oh, wait. I was gonna try to shoot him, but I gotta be careful. There's an infection form right next to him. Let's pop out and blast that infection form. Blast the infection form. There we go, and now we'll kill this guy. Hello, you bastard. Perfect. And now we have one more group, I think. Oh, get back here. Need to take cover around these meteors. There we go. Let us continue pressing forward. I guess let's kill the infection forms first, if we can. Some of these are a little bit concerning. Shoot that guy. There we go. And we'll swap back over to our beam. Perfect. Almost finished. It'd be really bad if the infection forms got down here to our shamblers. I'm almost positive they could turn them into combat forms. And if that happens, it's just more enemies to fight. So I really wish we hadn't got them. Oh, alright. Now we can get a neuroformer. I don't know if we really need a neuroformer. Do we need... No, we got plenty. Let's do the neuroformers, I guess. I don't really think it's going to matter too much. I forget what the abilities with those even are, really. But go ahead and use it. Sure. We might as well. And we have yet another flood raid, but there's still no pure forms. That's insane. I can't believe we still don't have any pure forms. I'm shocked. There we go. Look at that. Now we have a Psylink. Can we do anything? Stun. Level 1. Well, that's about useless. It's about as useful as our our shamblers. I'm gonna summon this wave early. I want some pure forms to fight, for goodness sake. How many? Oh my god, so many combat forms. Combat forms are almost as bad as getting pure forms because there's so darn many of them. And when there's so darn many of them, it's very, very, very hard to try to kill them. Oh, we also have orbital bombardments this round too, which is concerning. Now, it looks like they're going to be waiting a while up here. I really wish I had a launcher to use against them, but I don't. Let's pull back a bit. Pull back, quite a bit. Ow, ow, ow. Pull back, pull back. This might be a good time. I didn't want to waste... All right, let's just do it. I didn't want to use a bombardment targeter on anything except for hives, but we might as well, right? There's far too many of them. Especially when they have sentinel beams, if there's a lot of them like that, they could really stick us and keep us in one place, and I really don't want that happening. Let's focus on... Actually, I think we focused on all the important ones. Or, oh, maybe not. There was some rockets there. I must have missed, but that's okay. Oh, no! Oh, God. Oh, no, of all the times. Oh, shit. Of all the times for a sad wander. Oh, God. Is there any way to stop that from happening? Oh, my God, please. Wait. We have shamblers. I can technically draft these shamblers with the mods we have. Wait, it's not letting me... Oh, they can't go through doors, though. Oh, come on. Oh, no. Brewer. Okay, there's no way to do this. You know, technically I could... Yeah. Well, with the mods, I could draft him, but that's not fair. So, is this where it ends? Is this where it ends? It could be. Let's... Oh, man. I guess we could bring out Orozco. Oh, God. If he gets scratched, though, the skin, if they get to the skin, it's over with. There's a chance that might not happen, but there's also a chance it will happen. I'm going to try to bring Orozco up here. Maybe he could use that tornado generator and kill them, but we're very, very close to losing here. Oh, my God. He's so far away, too. I'm so nervous. Please, please don't infect us. Please don't infect us. Please don't. Stay back. Stay back. Oh, God, that's not good. Oh, no. Flood infection. Goodbye, Brewer. Oh, man. Even in death, he tries to fight the flood. Dang, dude. Dang. All right, just use a tornado generator and try to run away. Or maybe run away. Nah, we're not going to be able to run faster than them. Tornado generator. Kill them. Take them out with you, Orozco. Alas, the flood have proven themselves to be a capable threat once more. That tornado is so loud. I shouldn't have done that. Well, that was a good run. We made it to wave 17. I shouldn't have summoned them early, but I really wanted to fight some pure forms. There we go. I turned the tornado down a bit. That was a good run, though. A good run. We could technically continue, take a colonist, and continue going about this. We have our shamblers as well. Some of them are void. I don't really think that that's quite the same, though, is it? Not exactly. Oh, man. And even the next round, look at this. 59 infection forms, 27 flood carriers, 21 hound forms, and 5 stalker forms. That would have been interesting. I'm shocked, though. No pure forms. This rarely ever happens where we get to this many waves in without any pure forms. They're almost always coming before then, and then all hell breaks loose. But for us this time around, it seemed to have broken loose before they even came. Our base is starting to burn, and our poor, sweet brewer has been turned into a combat form. I think that this is probably the last Winston Waves video I'm going to be doing, fighting the Flood and Void together. I thought that this I genuinely thought, I'm not just doing this because I'm trying to milk the content, although you guys do seem to enjoy it, but I genuinely thought that this might kind of definitively prove which one was a bit better, and I'd be able to give you a good opinion. I was thinking that Void was going to be stronger than the Flood in a case like this where, you know, the player has control over them, but I mean, there's the downside of the Flood. Well, the downside of Void are still humans, and even with all their implants and everything, they can still end up having these mental breaks, and that, I think, even if I went for another 40 rounds, would inevitably at some point end up being our downfall. Perhaps if I had more people, though, we wouldn't have had that big of an issue, but I still think that we maybe starting with 3 Void colonists, which would be insanely overpowered, mind you, would end up in us resulting just inevitably to be overtaken by the Flood. But let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know. Which would you choose? Who's the stronger in your opinion, the Flood or Void? Or are they evenly matched? And I suppose I'll see you next time.